Okay. You on? How's it going? Welcome in, Sean. Welcome in, welcome in. We're just getting set up. That's a no. You know, we're just gonna get rid of that for tonight. There we go. Forgot my stand today. How's it going, Trucking History? Welcome in. We are going to get started in just 1 second. I forgot my tripod, so we're trying to do what everybody else does and just set it here. So it's going to be a little difficult for today. Thank you, Trucking History, for the 300s. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. God bless you. All right, let's see. There we go. You know what? That actually works. We are going to share out the live and then we are going to rock and roll. How's everybody doing today? Thank you for sharing out the live, guys. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. We just had an absolutely amazing roundtable meeting. It was really good. For those of you that were there, you already know. But we're building bridges every week. It's getting stronger. It's getting better. We're becoming more efficient. We are becoming more organized. We're building teams within teams. So a lot of people ask us, well, what are we doing? Well, we're uniting truck drivers every single week, every single day. We're uniting people together more and more. And then we are helping build teams amongst teams to get whatever it is they want done, get it done. There's so many problems, right? I mean, just pick a topic in the trucking industry, and we could talk about it for hours, right? And it was designed that way. It's just like Trump said in the very beginning of his term, right? He said, "This swamp is like a plate of spaghetti noodles, right? It's just so entangled with corruption and chaos, and it's designed like that, right? Just like dividing us and separating us and programming us. It's all by design so that your American dream is not enforced. The more that they can, the more that they can um, make you do something else, doom scroll, watch sports, the more they can waste your time, the more they can build their dream, right? So let's see. All right, guys. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. Cool. Harvey liking the screen. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the shares. I see that. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the comments and thank you for the likes, guys. That's what helps us get into the FYP, right? So we're going to read our script and then we're going to start rocking and rolling. I have a feeling this is going to be a really, really good live. So thank you for being here. Hello and welcome to Truckers Unite Now. My name is Vince and I'm a freelance journalist. I'm an American commercial truck driver, professional driver, trucking advocate here to serve you, the people. Co-hosting with me is Sean from Trucking the USA Today or I Drive for Change. That's right. That's right. I Drive for Change. It's over on Facebook. So Trucking the USA Today on Facebook. You can check them out over there. Fighting corruption, finding the research. Thank you for being part of the team. Thank you, Raising. I appreciate that. I Drive for Change. You can find us both at WeTheTruckers.com. It's an absolutely phenomenal website, you guys. This is and gals. This is a great website for trucking advocates. It's legit. It's there for y'all. Okay, it's free of charge, not charging you anything. And yeah, so both of us are on WeTheTruckers.com, a great website to find your favorite trucking advocate, books, music throughout the government, and more. On this live, we strive hard to be critical thinkers, right? Trust but verify, facts over feelings, and to bring great conversation and about the trucking industry. Before we get started, we'd like to take a chance to tell you about our culture. Hang on 1 sec. All right. Here you will find respect, dignity, and accountability, and the belief that every single person has a chance to be heard, right? We believe conversations matter and that people matter because people do matter. That's why we give every person at least 3 minutes to talk. Honest disagreements are welcome here. Tough conversations are welcome here. We do not create echo chambers here on this live. What we ask is simple: respect the dignity of others. We don't lash out, we don't insult, we don't put people down, and we basically respect everybody. We don't insult anybody because they think differently or their standards are different. We don't allow anyone to insult or put down or be disruptive or abusive or behave negatively. If anybody behaves this way, they will be muted, not to punish you, but to protect the culture that we are building here at Truckers Unite now. Thank you so much, Trucking City and Media, and thank you, Leah, for the heart me's. Thank you, and welcome to the team. Uh, we are here to strengthen one another. You are safe here. You are safe to debate and ask the hard questions. And the facts. We are here to learn, to listen, and to challenge other people's ideas. Whether you're a driver, a spouse, a coworker, a dispatcher, a broker, a mechanic, a cop, a receiver, a shipper, or a truck stop cashier at the truck stop. You are welcome here. So let's have a great conversation. Everybody gets at least 3 minutes. We have a lot of things to talk about today. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you. And just remember, please be respectful. And after your 3 minutes, if we don't have enough boxes, then drop down so somebody else can get in the live. Samantha, welcome in. How are you?
I'm great, Vince. How are you doing?
I'm doing fabulous. How was that roundtable meeting, huh?
Man, that was amazing. I'm so excited about the 15th. We've got the next tag event coming up on the 15th. I'm looking forward to 15 truckers that are willing to break out the grills and make some stuff happen. You got to sell those. You want me to send you the graphic of the shirts?
Yes, I took a screen shot of it actually, and but yeah, send it to me. They're great. Yes, yes, indeed. I love it. All right, Samantha's gonna show us a screenshot there of it or something. Um, Yeah, awesome. So what she's talking about, y'all, is we are doing barbecues on the 15th of every month. We're getting out of our trucks and we're getting out talking to drivers. We're building the brotherhood, the sisterhood of trucking that disappeared after the 70s by design, by the way. We are bringing it back slowly. The last month was our first month. It was amazing. We got out of our trucks. We cooked burgers, hot dogs. Sean had pizzas, just feeding truckers for free and talking about all the issues that we have in the industry. Thank you so much, Raising Arrows. So basically we just got out and talking to drivers, all types of issues, mental health awareness. We have a book on WeTheTruckers.com, a QR code. You can scan it. Go check out the book for yourself. We were just talking about everything. We were having a great time. We were laughing, having fun, talking to different drivers, and basically just telling them about the free website and how we are creating a system where we're going to have less regulation, we're going to have more money in our pockets, and we're going to bring that goalpost closer to us, right? Because the government, the corporate giants, and the global elites, they don't give a damn about us. They're not going to help us. They don't care. And that's that. Jimmy, welcome in, man. How are you? What's on your mind?
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
I was a former heavy duty vehicle operator in Marines,
Oh,
and Trump just thank you for your service. I appreciate it. That thing with the freedom haulers.
yes, sir.
You know, I was really mad when I got out. I couldn't get I mean, my CDL. Once I got out of the Marines, it wouldn't transfer over to civilian. Anyways.
Yeah, civilian, like state DMV, your state DMV. What state was it? I'm just curious.
Oh, Georgia.
Georgia. Okay, so when you got out of the Marines, how long did you drive for them?
4 years. I was motor T.
4 years. Okay, and you
3 months of training, which I'm pretty sure is longer than any CDL school there is.
right.
3 months of air brakes and everything, all aspects of driving heavy duty military vehicles. But I'm curious about this new thing that Trump is doing. I wanted to pick your brain about it, like to see that.
Okay. Well, it's wow. Thank you, Raising Arrows, whatever that was.
What do you want to know about it? Like, is it like I guess you didn't really give us the part of it. Like you're trying to research and to get it on your own, or what do we think about?
It says according to the .gov website, they fast track you.
Yeah, so Jimmy, what Trump wants to do is fast track any veteran, whether they've had a CDL or not. They want to fast track you immediately to get you in a truck, and that's what we fight for. Things that are not truly safe. We don't have an agenda to fill. We're just about safety. And do you have the qualifications? Now, you, for example, maybe you only need half of the training because if you drove trucks for 4 years, you do already know how to drive a truck. So you would be an individual, I would say, could get fast tracked, right? But even if I end up in the hospital for like a month or so, I have to go and take a lot of my recertifications over again, right? I don't just get jump in the truck and drive.
You still got to take tests, right? Like
Well, no. Go ahead, Sean.
So you're already out of the service though, right?
yeah.
So basically, what he's saying for the guys that's already been out, you would basically sign up with Swift or a mega carrier. Warner is the biggest one that's actually taken it on. They pledged to take on as many of the vets as that they could. But yeah, if you wanted to reach out to Warner, they would put you through a little bit of a training class. They do say that they're going to give you a $10,000 sign-on bonus, and they're going to. Yeah, but so it's going to be paid over a year time. What we figured. They're saying six figures, right? And I'm being truthful with you. I don't want you to go into something that these guys are lying about, and you get tied up into something that you're all like, man, I could have did something better to make provide for my family. So basically, your 10,000's over a year paid time that you'll get this bonus at. And the training process you're going to go through is what they have set out for it. They want to. Yeah. So what they want to do is actually tap into your what's that
military training,
the IGP program or I was it?
The GIBL?
Yeah. I hold fuel, I hold ammo, I hold troops, I hold you name it.
Yeah.
Hazmat, in the military, in the civilian world.
So do you have any money left into that bill that you get like when you get out that you can use for schooling or anything like that?
I've already used it.
Perfect. So you're good. I would definitely go to the school then. So what they're trying to do is basically is put a face on this of so people would actually start burning that up. Getting rid of that money that's in there. That's the real deal. That's their main goal and their objective. But I mean, if it's something that you really want to do, with all means, put your heart and soul into it. We're more than welcome to anybody in the industry.
Yeah, but like I hold fuel, ammo. Isn't that like a hazmat license or something?
Hazmat endorsement. They're called endorsements. So anything attached to your CDL is an endorsement.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So basically, uh, yeah. But so if you wanted to get into it, I recommend going with Warner. But the 6 figures a year, that's a joke, right? That's not a.
It's a lie.
We all know as all the truck drivers out here getting 6 figures. That's impossible.
That was nothing more than just a propaganda stunt. I mean, because honestly, for anybody who's already in the trucking industry from the military, and to those of us that are not in the military and we're in the trucking industry, pretty much everything about that was just a crap on those individuals that have already earned the right to be here, that are properly trained, properly qualified.
Yeah.
If you're being offered individually some sort of training program that gets you in separate from what Trump and Duffy were talking about 2 weeks ago, then God bless you, take advantage of it. If you're going to do fuel hauling, there's two things. There's hazmat and tanker. So you've got to take a little bit extra time to make sure that you've got both those qualifications, but don't let it kid you. I mean, the government's not doing anybody any favors.
It's more division. That's all it is. It's more division, and it's a way for them to show people, oh, hey, we know what we're doing. We're gonna fix everything, and they really can't fix anything. It's us that has to fix it. We need trucking needs to be self-regulated again. That's for sure.
You should make like $30-something an hour and plus mileage.
It all depends.
A tanker.
Hazmat, well, and it also depends on how much you're going to work. So if you want to work 70, 80, 90 hours a week, yeah, you could probably push $40 an hour. Yeah, with hazmat. Maybe if you climb the ladder. I've never really heard plus mile. It all depends. Every company is different. Are you going to do over the road? Are you going to do line haul? Are you going to do local? You know, there's so many different varieties in trucking.
He just got a new job. It's like $32 an hour plus mileage.
Right. And it should be like $70, $80 an hour is what it should be.
Fuel haul?
How much are they paying? How much are they paying per mileage? I'm just trying to do the math here because at 30, you said $32 an hour, right? Plus mileage. What's the mileage? You know. Because no reason why I'm asking or saying this, right? So if you look at fuel hauling, right? Honestly, typically, fuel hauling should be about in the way that today's markets are at. You should be about right around that $54 to $60 an hour range. And then the reason why, right? You have to pay for your hazmat training. You have to get fingerprinted. You're held at higher standards when it comes to stopping at four-way. So or at the railroad track. So when I look into hazmat stuff of what it's capable, you're like almost right at that being a tech for a technician, right? A mechanic changes oil, right? And a guy that changes oil gets a little less than a guy that makes more doing the parts and actually having to think. Those guys, most of these mechanics are sitting at $80 an hour to $90 an hour to do this. So when we're looking trucking, we got to compare it, right? We got to compare it with something in the industry that's making something similar to it. So with hazmat, for sure. I mean, at $65 an hour, you're still on that low budget of income. I mean, there is guys that they pay up anywhere from the firms of $85 an hour to $90 an hour.
Have an even exchange program by way of both knowledge and skills as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, but I thought, Jimmy, you may know this, but I thought fuel haulers were basically paid by the load instead of by the mile.
No, I believe it. I think it all depends. Again, who was it? I almost worked for Love's, and they're about 110,000 a year. Now, don't forget that might sound like a lot of money to people. Don't forget about your taxes. Once you jump into the 100,000 range, the government has a fancy way of pulling pretty much any extra money you would have made. Now you're not going to make it. So not all two cases are the same, right? You really got to know, what are my dependents? What tax bracket do I fall under? Just because the grass looks greener doesn't mean it is.
And here's the thing, like I see somebody in the comments says every company has a different pay scale, right? Absolutely. And here's the thing that we tend to do, right? We're looking for that job and you're like, hey, I got to have this job. We forget to tend to say, hey, what is our net value? What is my time going into this? And what do I compare it off of, right? We never really compare off of it and say, hey, am I really doing what I'm doing, what I should be getting paid? Because I mean, for example, right? Like if I'm a mechanic and I'm just doing oil changes, and okay, yeah, $35 an hour seems great. But if I'm actually out there and having to do the thinking and saying, hey, I got to diagnose this system by listening to just if the valve covers are rattling or something similar into that area, I need to get paid more, right? We've done this in high school, like your first job, right? As they started you down at minimum wage, and they say, hey, if you can show what your net value is, we'll raise you up. And trucking, no one ever tends to do that, right? We come in what they want to set for us, right? We never, when we're getting interviewed, it's always corporation level experience, right? So when you're getting interviewed and there you ask questions, but do you really ask the right questions? And then do you go back home and say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to take this job right away. Let me see what else I can compare it to find that best fit. And especially being a newcomer into the industry, like Jimmy, if he decides to come into it, man, these are the valuable things that I could say is put what your value into it, right? Like I said, if you only want to work 40 hours a week, make sure something that you're going to get into that's going to pay you that money for only wanting to work 40 hours a week. So, and hazmat, man, you're taking on a big responsibility. But that is, if I had to say, like putting it in standards of what is the hardest part of the industry, right? Like, so if I was talking about, what is the head mechanic down to the guy that's sweeping the floors, right? Trucking, I would definitely say hazmat's in one of the top number one positions of what all goes along on and what's the stress levels that you have to go through. Number two, I'd say, so number two spot, I'm gonna probably say it's gonna be passion endorsement, right? You got lives behind you. This the vehicle. So again, I would say hazmat's at number one. Number two is at busing and schools, and then in a number three position, I'd probably say it's going to be cattle, right? It's going to be agriculture stuff. Number three, I'm going to say oversized load. And depending if you're getting into the higher loads, but number three in the position, and then I'm going to go flatbed, and then I'm going to go reefer, and then I'm going to go dry box. And then all the way down to your sprinter vans. I mean, these are the levels.
What about a dump truck? What about a dump truck? My buddy said,
dump truck
only paid by the hour, right? Dump trucks are only paid by the hour. Is that true?
Most of them are. Yep. So if you're going to look into the dump truck industry, right, you're going to look into asphalt being on the road crew. You're going to look at gravel being hauled a lot. It's not really into the big. Oh yeah, and I forgot grain haulers. I don't want to forget about my grain people out there. They'd probably be right underneath reefers.
So be careful. When you're down, you're still getting paid by the hour, though. Waiting. You're still getting paid.
So it all depends. So I got guys that's doing this when it's like a rainy day or whatever, and they only work a half. They'll send them home for the rest of the part of the day, and if it dries up, they bring them back. So a lot of these guys are actually starting to know how to nitpick back to keep their profit margins high, right? It's not about our lives. It's about how do you keep the corporation growing bigger, and the only way to do that is to cut the driver's pay off and send them home. So yeah, if you're in road construction, that's the big new scam that they're doing. There's some of these companies that are over in Chicago, right? That you can get in with the CDL driving that they'll hire you right away. We call it the Chicago. That they're now saying that if you drive your truck home on the weekend and you decide that you're going to stay another 4 days, they're going to start charging $150 to $200 because they got to pay for insurance for those 4 days for you to be off. So these are things that when I go out and investigate, I go all the way through with it. And it's sad. I mean, when have you ever worked for somebody to say, hey, you know what, now I got to take on the responsibility of being partial of the owner? We had a guy in our live just a week or two ago, and he said that he had to pay $600 because he was shut down at a scale house, right? When did we start saying, hey, you know what, we're going to start holding drivers accountable for our responsibility? So, go to McDonald's. If you drop a piece of hamburger on the floor, they're not going to say, hey, we're docking that out of your paycheck, right? They're just going to tell you, hey, please don't do that again. Where is trucking, spined its way into my lifestyle? That's the bad part. So these are the things that when you're getting into the industry that you look at and you go, hold on, how do I best fit myself where I'm going to be at? Because it's very important, right? And then the more times now, it's getting harder, right? You start swapping jobs because you're trying to get happy. What's your ETA was in our live on Tuesday, and he's all like, look, go with a company that you can swap around to see what you like, because what now they're doing is if you have this long resume that's 10 books pages, insurance says, hey, you know what, this guy's a high risk. Like, is he getting the proper training? Is he doing this? Is he just bouncing to see what he likes? So again, it's something that we have coming down the pipeline that to us here in this live, we have to look at is this something that they're wanting to do to get autonomous trucks? It's a magic trick, right? You look over here while they're doing this.
He forgot to push in the air brake at the truck stop, and when he had to use the bathroom and he came back out, the truck had backed all the way down.
Oh no. Hey, Jimmy, don't. On another note, don't forget with hazmat, a lot of folks don't know, a lot of drivers don't know this, but it's 3 times the PSP points. And what is it? I forget what the shipper is. Truck and City Media could probably tell us, or Sean, but it's on the driver, the PSP points that you get, violations on your record. So let's say you're speeding and it's 3 points against your license. If you have hazmat on board, that's 9 points you just ate. And I think you're only allowed like 15 in 3 years. What is it, Sean, with a company? It's
It's 12 months. So if you get them in 12 quicker than 12 months, then you get suspension. So yeah, and they hold on. They hold on. Yeah, they hold on to your years.
If you got to push in the air brake button, the push button.
wow. That's
Yeah.
That's amazing. No, we would definitely rather have our veterans if they're skilled, if they're skilled and they're trained properly and they can drive a truck. Of course, why wouldn't we want our veterans running America? But just don't believe the hype. What?
3 months of training.
3 months. Okay.
MCT. Then I went to Motor T school. It was 3 months.
That's awesome. I like to hear that. I mean, personally,
Oh, we
air
used
brakes.
manual. Hydraulic. The old trucks were hydraulic, not air brakes.
And you guys didn't have nice equipment. I know you didn't, because the military is all crap equipment for the regular guys. Yeah, it's nothing nice.
Brakes. Manual old school vehicles. They finally did away with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still have me. I was gonna say, and those are the things, though. I mean, hydraulic brakes, and so I used to be a trainer, right? Well, I still teach every now and then when for my guys, but when I was teaching school, when you touch a brake on a hydraulic brake and an air brake, it's totally different.
Oh my God,
it's day and night difference. Like so, on a hydraulic brake, you actually push down and you can put force on it. You put force on an air brake, I guarantee you, everything in your sleep is going to be in your lap. Yeah, absolutely.
Lock up.
If you ever want to see a spill a cup of coffee, just step on it like you're driving your car, and I guarantee you'll see
it was they make us go to a certain amount of speed on a big old concrete pad and cone set up. And as soon as you pass that first set of cones, you had to slam on with the air brakes. Slam on the brakes hard as you could to create a skid to control it.
They wanted you to feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. That was cool.
Jackrabbit. Hey, thank you for the ball cap. Hey, well, Jimmy, thanks for coming in. We're going to get to some other drivers, but we'll circle back around to you. If you want to hang out for a minute, we'll come right back to you, okay? And yeah, thank you for your service. We appreciate you, Jimmy. Cool.
Listen.
Right on, brother. 215, welcome in. How are you?
Yourself?
Good, good. What's on your mind?
Just sitting and listening. I agree with y'all 1,000%. The industry is totally changing from when I first got back into it in 2005.
Yeah. For the better or for the worse? What do you think?
To me, it's for the worse.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just.
Like I said, I've been in this industry almost 20 years, and the pay hasn't really changed at all. No, it's just more clever ways to chip a lot of drivers out of their money.
Right. How to steal more of your time, right? Your precious time on the earth.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting even worse, right? Shippers are just all like, well, you got to sit for 4 hours. You got to sit for 4 hours. Like they don't understand. At the end of the day, they get to go home to their family. Most of these guys are staying out here for 6, 7 months. I mean, heck, some of them are even homeless, and it's not by choice. Some of it is they got drawn the wrong card, and then we're taking advantage of them, and that's where it's wrong. I mean, this industry, there's plenty of money to go around. If you look at the rates of food going up and everything that's going up, so for our pay, everything's gone up, and it's all like, how do you deal with this? And it was great. I was in a live the other night, and we had some old school drivers in there. They're always trying to pay me back because I was calling them old, but it was a great conversation. We were comparing, the 80s or the early 80s to now to the 90s, and they said that and these old guys, they said, it's a shame that they could actually have a house and have two boats and afford their family. And now they see the industry that they left behind. They can't even pay their mortgage. You know what I mean? They can't even buy a boat. They can look at them, but they can't afford them. So these are the things that, when you talk to old timers and they're all like, hey, you know what, man, we left you guys a bag. You know what I mean? And dang, shame on us. But the best part about it is these guys are actually standing up and they're fighting. They're all like, hey, you know what? What we did, and they've seen it, and it was great to.
Where'd you go, Sean? We lost you.
Social media was all like, oh yeah, the old schools, they're eating on toothpicks and they're doing this, and we sat back and we enjoyed that little bit of a fame. But where did it get us today at, right? So now it's all like, oh man, we got a bunch of guys that are just driving up and down the road. They used it against them, and they didn't see that coming. And I don't hold that against them. I mean, it is what it is. When the government can step in and say, you know what, we can lower the taxes on trucking. We don't need to tax you 7 times, and make it to where drivers can actually put money in their pocket. We got a problem. It just shows you who's the biggest animal that we're fighting, and they're the ones that's controlling everything. And it's time for truckers to unite. It's time for truckers to say, hey, you know what, we had enough. And it's not even just truckers, right? Your family, your brothers, your sisters. I mean, AI's coming in. I keep telling everybody when they bring up non-domicile stuff and all this other, we're all in the same shoes right now, right? We have technology that's looking to replace us. We shouldn't be arguing over, what race or what color or where you came from, what religion you're from. What we should be thinking about is, listen, if we don't bond together and start talking and calling our congressmen and getting that message up to the congressmen saying, hey, we're not going to stand for this. We're all going to be saying at one day here in the next 5 to 10 years saying, man, how fun was trucking, man? That was a joke. You're not going to be able to put food on your table. So here's the important part of what we're doing is trying to get people involved, getting them woken up and saying, hey, if you like this industry and we can change it, if we all stood together. And tomorrow we all said we were going to walk to Washington, D.C. By the time every truck driver got out of their truck and walked across the parking lot, Washington, D.C. is going to say, hey, you know what? We're going to lower taxes down. Rates are going up everywhere else, but you guys didn't get something. Let's see what we can do. I mean, Donald Trump has an executive order pen, right? On a finger switch that he could just sign something. But yet, has he really done anything for truckers like he promised and said, hey, our truckers are the backbone for our country, and I support them 100%. Come on, man. Show me the 100% that you're talking about, because I'm seeing about 10. I'm seeing technology at the forefront. Look at the Build American 250 Act and look at the self-driving trucks that he's passing on that they're going. What's he going to do when it gets into his office? Is he going to sign that pen away and say, hey, let's make this into law? Or is he going to show us the 100% that he says that he supports us? So it's up to us.
We've had enough. We're done. We're done. We've had enough. It's that simple. We're going to get it fixed. We, the truckers.
We all know the shippers, the receivers, the brokers, and a lot of these mega companies are in the same bed. You know what I mean? It's pretty much a middle finger up to the driver. Like, especially when you get to some of these shippers and receivers, and you sitting for 8 hours at a time. But sometimes, depending on what receiver ship it is, sometimes you're sitting for a day or two because they're using your truck as a storage unit, and you're not getting compensated for none of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look at, like, let's say, for example, for like ice cream, right? You have to set your reefer down to below 0. Yeah, minus 20. And I guarantee you, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I did some ice cream loads once before. I made it 2 days before my appointment time was, right? And I said, hey, I want this unloaded. And they said, oh, no, man. And I said, why not? And they said, well, your appointment time's this. I said, yeah, but I talked to the guy. I said, hey, you know what? Man, I was like, I don't care what the truth or the ugly is. I said, just explain to me, why is this? And he said, well, here's the thing. It's costing us nothing for that stuff to sit on that trailer and freeze up before we stick it in our freezers. If we put it in our freezers right now, our freezer's going to have to work overtime. But if we leave it on your trailer, it's going to freeze up. We back it in here. It's frozen. We don't have to pay that much electricity. We don't have to put wear and tear on our equipment. So here's the thing that I keep saying. If they can do that to us and make us sit out there for it to freeze, why can't we get better pay? Why can't we get better pay? Take that money that they're saving.
Liability, if your equipment fails while their stuff's on your trailer, you bought it.
But the other thing is, let's just say if you get there on time. And you there for hours on end at a time. Like I said, sometimes 1 to 2 days. You're not getting compensated for any of that. But let's just say if you 15 minutes late, okay, cool. We're gonna slap you with this late fee by $100.
Yeah, it's becoming we're just marketed constantly, and it's the same thing with the data centers, the flock cameras. That's why it's too much. You know what? It's too much. I don't want an electronic fence around me. I'm not a dog. I'm a human being, and we're just middle class, blue collar America is tired, fed up, and it is time. And everybody knows what I mean by that. If you know, you know. It's time, no matter what the cost. And I'm not going to say what that cost is. By the way, everything said here is for entertainment purposes only. That's right. That's right. 215. We're going to get to some other drivers, but if you want to hang out, man, you're awesome. Just hang out for a sec. We'll circle back. All right. Let's see who was next. I believe Truck and City Media. Do you just want to keep bouncing in and out, or do you want your 3 minutes first and then get to MCR?
I'll give up to everybody else first. I'll take it.
Cool.
I work with flow, man. You know me.
Okay, cool. Just hang out. Kieran, I think that's your name. You're gonna be after. It's MCR, We the Truckers, and then you're up next. All right, brother. Thank you for your patience. MCR, welcome in, brother. How are you?
Hey, how's everybody doing, man? God bless every single one of you guys, like always. Hey, so I guess it's just a little bit of me venting to you guys, right? It's more like owner operator drivers, right? That use load boards and use truckers. I'm not talking about these direct lanes or direct contracts, right? So I was on the phone with a broker and trying to book a load for one of my drivers. And you know how DAT, 123 Truck Stop, they all give you the time limit of how long the board has that load has sit at their platform, right? Maybe
Right.
0 seconds, 1 second, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, right?
Right.
So when you call, right, and you take the first two, three owner operators calling these brokers, right? They're gonna try to give you the cheapest rate as possible, right? So
Yep.
I was just thinking, how about we just let them sweat it out, and how about we just don't call them for a couple of days? How about we just let these lows just sit there? I'm not saying they're gonna sit there for days, months, years, right? But you want to beef up you want to beef up your rate per mile, right? Just have stuff sitting at shippers for a little bit. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
shippers are gonna call the brokers and be like, "Hey, I want my shit out of here, right? Get a truck in here, right? Beef up those rates."
Mm-hmm.
Don't be too quick to jump in these load boards and be the first guys bidding for these loads. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Brokers are just going to give you the cheapest rate as possible. Let them sort it out for a little bit. Let the shippers get upset at the brokers, right? And see how fast those rates come up for you guys. They're just food for thought. Food for thought.
The crazy thing to me is for them, it's a little game, right? It's just a numbers game to them. The money, they don't go to work for 11 hours, drive a truck and earn that money from the sweat of their brow. It's just a money game. It's like gambling, right? It's just kind of whatever. They could afford to pay carriers to profit every week if they wanted to, but they play this game, right? And a lot of brokers play the game. What if all carriers just had direct relationships with what do you call it? Carriers or shippers. How cool would that be? Just shipper and carrier working together. You know? Who just sent that? Raising arrows. Thank you for that. I don't know what that was. Thank you.
These rates, man. I literally, I sleep, breathe, and eat these numbers. Right, every day I eat literally the gas prices, diesel prices. I literally run these numbers every day. Right.
Yeah.
And it's just, come on. How you expect somebody to make money, man? How you expect the owner operator to feed their family, man? I mean, it gets to a point that it gets sickening,
Right.
sickening about how these rates are really being negotiated out there. So I was just food for thought, just a little bit of advice, guys. Those guys who get loads in the load boards, don't be too quick to jump at these loads. Let these brokers sweat it out for a couple of days. Let their
I love it.
shippers get mad at them. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
See how fast your rates go up. No.
I like it.
Yeah, MCR. You know what my thought pattern was, right? Was what if every owner operator was to get each other's emails, right? And we send an email saying, "Hey, over here, don't take this load. Make it sit, and we actually hold them accountable. Eventually, we'll start seeing our rates come up because now we're all working as one team. Like on the load board because that's what they're doing against us, right? They're all working on one team against us, saying, "Hey, how cheap can we get it? How cheap can we get it? And I'll bring this topic back up again. The old timers used to tell me back in the day, if you took a cheap load, $50 for $50 would get your butt stomped out in the truck stop because they would be waiting out there because they'd walk inside, the broker would be sitting in there, and they would say, hey, you know what? I'll take this load, and in 2 seconds, a guy would come in and say, hey, I'll take that load for $50 cheaper if you give it to me. They'd give them the load, right? Dude, when they got out into the truck stop, man, they wish they never took that $50 cheaper load because it cost them an ambulance ride and a couple other extra.
Hey, Sean. So I saw a load on the board today, right? I won't say where or what, but it was for $5,100, right? And I called the broker. I said, hey, do you have this load? Yeah, we have the load, but will you take it for 100 less? And I was like, it's on the load. It's on the board for 5,100. Like, why? I go, do you need $100 for something? Like, why? That's a really weird question to ask me. Can you just take it for 100 less? I've never in 12 years, I've never had someone ask me that. Just, can you take it for 100 less? Then why'd you post it for 51?
How many times have you gone back with, well, would you not feed your kids for $100? Come on.
Well, yeah. They're, it's nuts, man. The game is nuts. The game is nuts.
I'm brutal too. When they come up, I'll actually purposely call on purpose that I see a cheap load in the area I'm at, and I just give it to them. Like, I'm just all like, hey man, how do you expect me to take this? And what always I love a good broker. That's the first thing they ask me. What's your MC number? What's your DOT number? I said, listen, bud. I said, I think it's the other way around. I should be asking what your qualifications are because I'm going to put this stuff on my load. What's your credit score? What's your credit score, man? How often do you pay your guys? Oh, I got to wait for 60 days to get my pay. Hold on, let me think about it. I see it on the loading board for $1,200. You're wanting me to invest for 60 days for $1,200. I'm going to need at least 10% on top of that for my interest. And if you don't pay me within 60 days, I'm going to need a little bit more money for that time for me investing my money because there ain't nobody else in this world that would give money out to go work for them and then hope on dreams and prayers that they pay you.
Yeah.
McDonald's lets you get food and then you pay them in 2 weeks. Heck no, you're paying for that double cheeseburger at the second you walk out before you get out that door. So these are the things that in trucking, if we start comparing to what the other industries are doing and trying to get it the same kind of outline as corporations got it, we would be better off. Like I feel sorry for the people that are starting this year in the industry and trying to make a trucking company because it's almost nearly impossible. If they raise this insurance up like they're talking about to $5 million policy, I tell you guys what, I'm telling you, I think you're going to see a lot of people dropping like flies out of the industry.
So
you can afford $5 million worth of coverage.
And also, one more thing, guys, right? If a broker does it, like what Sean said, right? If because I tell him like if you're gonna do ACA and you're gonna take 60 days or 30 days, whatever it is, right? I put 15% on top of the rate, right? That's 100%. I always do that, right? Because I'm gonna make sure that I get my guys more money, right? And I don't want my guys waiting 60 days, right? I mean, this interest, right? It's just like a credit card company. I'm gonna pay interest on you, right? But my question is, right? If a broker doesn't pay you, can you file a claim against their bond?
You can, but it's one of those dang things that it's going to cost you money to try to file it under. Most of these, again, when you sign on that dotted line of being a professional driver and you take on these responsibilities of being a business owner, before you take your first load, you almost got to be educated. You almost got to be your own lawyer. You almost got to be your own tax person. You got to be your own mechanic. You got to be your own tech. And this is why, because when you file on a bond, you're still going to be waiting on that time to get it. And if it's a bad broker, if that bond's already been eaten up, you're not getting nothing. At the end of the day, you just basically wasted your time. And what they're doing, most of the time, they keep it down on a low number, right? So if it's a bigger number, say that load's paying $5,000, they're going to pay for it, right? If it's something at like 900 to 1,000, $1,200, they don't care if they really pay it because you're not going to waste your time to file that bond because it takes that time to get it out there. And yes, you can file on it. It's paperwork, just the whole 9 yards. That's why most people say start at the shipper and go to them and say, hey, you know what? I pulled this load for this broker. He didn't pay me. I want my money. But once you do that, they say, hey, I paid the broker. You know what I mean? And you have nothing in your hand to hold and say, hey, I'm not going to take this. You're going to pay me on it. It goes into the back of this you're just a guy that's taking whatever you get hand the cards dealt to you, you know, and it's sad. And that's what we came down to.
One of the biggest skills, I think it's so underutilized in the trucking industry these days, is simply that of good judgment. You know, I mean, what you're talking about, MCR, it's just a process of, well, you know, if that's the trouble I got to go through, you know, maybe my business is with somebody else. I mean, yeah, it might be a good load, it might be great money, but if you got to sit there and ask yourself about, you know, if I do this against this bond, if I do that, then you've already stressed yourself out to the point where there's better business somewhere else.
Amen. Let's pause for a second. I just want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for the shares, the likes, the comments. You guys are all helping us get into the FYP. Thank you for the gifts. We cycle those gifts right back to other trucking live shows. So just so you know, they get recycled back out to everybody. How do you say your name? Kieran? Kieran? Kieran.
Yes.
How you doing, man? Welcome in.
Lovely. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. Yeah. Welcome in. What's on your mind?
Yeah, so, you know, I've lived in other countries and I see how their transportation industry works over there and over here. And, you know, they say, you know, who's that fellow that's in charge of this whole shebang there, supposedly?
Derek Bars?
No, what's his name? Up
Sean
here in
Duffy.
Washington?
Sean Duffy? Yeah, yeah.
Duffy fellow, you know, he says, oh, yeah, it's a $250 billion allotment the government gives these companies for this and that to run the transportation industry. But no. It's more like 2 trillion, maybe $2.5 trillion. You know,
Yeah.
and then he says, oh, yeah, our partners, our DOT partners are 70,000 strong that we have a partnership with, you know, the officers, the DOT, you know, whatever.
Hires.
Right. So it's a $250 billion. It's bull crap. It's really 2 trillion because you have the foreign investors, and they're the ones buying thousands of trucks. And I've been doing this 30 years, or even more, when I was a young lad. And I tell you, it's all a bunch of rubbish. Everybody lies in this industry. It's just the way it is. And if you take it the wrong way and you take it personal, then you're just going to stress yourself out. You know, and then they say, oh, we're going after the domicile immigrants. Hell, they want the domicile immigrants.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Division.
And then
Division.
you see these videos of the DOT stopping people that can't speak English. Hey, you know, God bless you. You're trying to feed your family. But if you can't read a bloody road sign, I mean, goodness sake, you shouldn't be on the road, you know?
Yeah.
And they say, oh, yeah, the $70,000, the 70,000 employees, the federal employees, the DOT are going to stop the illegal. If you got 3.5 million people driving around, how is 70,000 personnel, DOT, going to stop 3.5 million domicile drivers? Who are you trying to fool? It's a numbers game. They know. Duffy knows. They're running numbers. You know, it's ridiculous. I mean, and then there's this carrier stuff. And the American carriers are doing it too. Don't forget, the Eastern Europeans started this up in Chicago, which is a main trucking hub, years ago. And the American carriers were losing drivers. So they said, wait a minute, you know what? The Eastern Europeans are getting away with it. Why don't we do the same thing? Let's start this lease thing. So you start the lease. Yeah, the pie is only so big in this
It's
industry.
it. That's it. The pie is only so big. And so you know who's suffering? American families are suffering now. So everybody else can sit on their butt and make money off the men and women that actually earn it. Go ahead, Sean.
I don't mean to cut you off there. You know, it's my firm belief. If you have a CDL, you should be the only one allowed to buy a truck. That's it.
That's not a bad.
Mega carriers, they need. The only way this whole system is going to change is you have to revamp the whole thing.
I like that actually.
You have to revamp the whole thing, and not only that, if you have a CDL, you should be the only one allowed to buy a truck. And mega carriers need to be allotted only so many trucks. And as far as these brokers, yes, I guess back in the 50s and 60s, we needed brokers to fill the slot. But now they've just gotten out of hand. What's that you're holding up there, boy?
This is WeTheTruckers.com. It's a trucking website that has a lot of different trucking advocates on it. It's got some games you can play. It's got books and music in the trucking industry, and it's got a few bills that you can go check out and sign that are being considered through Congress and Senate. So it's a great site. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and It's great. Go check it out.
It's just a bloody shame that the American truckers don't stick together and just shut this whole system down for a couple of days. You know, no, not to put the country in a bind.
Non-essential. Non-essential freight. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
nobody wants to stick together in this industry.
So that's the problem, right? That's actually what they want us to do, right? That's what we all fall for. So if we look at what's going on in Congress right now with autonomous trucks, right, self-driving semis, if we were to shut down, oh man, we just played their game, right? We gave them the card that they've been looking. They're like, hey, this is going to be way easier. We don't have to even waste our time anymore. We have the window of opportunity, the American dream for them. I really think what we should be doing is actually writing our congressmen and telling them, hey, we're not going to put up with this anymore, and go that route, right? And if that doesn't work, we build a body of evidence to say, hey, you know what? These guys are not working for us that we sent to office for us. They got to go. We got to start realizing.
they got to go. They got to go.
Say such a thing, but you know what my sentiments about this automated truck? An automated truck is good if it's a nice spring summer day and then you're in a 5 or 10 mile radius zone of where you load up on distribution centers. They're lovely, they're wonderful. But the problem with these, listen, it's a corporation. Whoever designs these automated trucks should be held accountable.
You mean trucking's not perfect?
And the carriers who buy these automated trucks should be held accountable because it's premeditated murder is what it really is, you know?
It is.
Yeah.
If you have
a truck, they know. It's
TikTok shop.
They know that these automated trucks are going to kill people.
Hey, brother, we can't say the K word. You have to say unalive on TikTok or they'll ban the show.
Sorry.
That's okay. Thank you, Sam. TikTok shop.
Automated trucks are going to be doing the baddie and the naughty thing and running people over and all that good stuff. And they know it. So it's just premeditated unaliving.
Well, they say they're trying to get it passed right now. They're trying to get exemptions through the FMCSA to get Aurora to get a certain number of acceptable unalivings per year, right? Like 300. So if it's your daughter, is that unacceptable? If it's your daughter or son, your brother, your cousin? No. And they don't want to be held accountable. They do not want to be held accountable. See, the great thing about a human driver is we can be held accountable, right? Like, God forbid I did something really dumb and I hurt some people. You could not only put me in prison, you would get justice for whatever I did. Plus, you could sue me civilly and take away anything that I've earned to help you mourn, right? To get you through the process. And that's good.
If we see a mistake that a computer system that's set and programmed in a certain parameter, as a human being, we can adjust better than a computer system. Yeah, okay, the computer system does have the advantage, but it's only going to do what it's programmed. The human element is always going to be a better safety factor.
Amen.
That.
And trustworthy, you know, and trustworthy. Well, okay, thanks so much. We're gonna get some other drivers, brother. If you want to hang out for a little bit, I gave you a follow, by the way. I highly
appreciate it.
Yeah.
I guess I'll give you a follow. I usually don't get involved in politics. I just like to make
Yeah.
money as much as possible, and the hell with everybody else. No offense, fellas.
It's all good, brother. We're all free.
Keep on making that money here.
Yeah. We're all free to be who we want to be. So
that's the problem we got with the politicians right now, that they're holding on to what we're allowed to make and what we can make, instead of saying, hey, you know what, let's lower the taxes on truck drivers. Let's support our truck drivers. You know, we're only good when they want us. We're criminals when they don't want us, and that's the sad part, right? When they need revenue, and they're going to be opening up every single scale house and saying, hey, we're going to do this called a blitz week,
like the pandemic, Sean. Remember what they were handing out at the DOT at the scale houses? You remember going through this, oh, here's some water and some masks and here's some napkins and everything else. Yeah, just keep driving. Just keep driving. That's what they were doing, you know. Yeah. Hang on one sec, 294. All right. Next up, we got We the Truckers in the house. We the Truckers. What is happening? Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Hi, everyone.
There they are. How you doing?
Vince and Sean, thank you for having me up. And also, thank you very much for help promoting the website. We have a bunch of advocates on there. has spent countless hours doing research. So please go there and follow some of these advocates and stand behind them. And I also want to say we have 2 new pages up on the website. One is Behind the Wheel, where we have articles written by drivers, and we also have some awesome mental health articles on there as well worth reading. And then
Awesome.
we have the truck stop that we just recently added, which is kind of a fun little gathering of sorts. We wanted to make everyone feel welcome in the industry. Just because you're not listed doesn't mean if you're a driver you can't come on the site and say something.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and it's all
That background's for me. I'm sorry.
it's you. Yeah, it's like the air or something, or no, maybe it's Kay. Kay, I'm gonna mute you for a second, brother. Okay. Oh, it is him. He muted himself. Thank you, Kay. Oh, go ahead, we.
So yeah, thank you very much for what you guys are doing and all the promotion that you do for We the Truckers. It really means a lot, the effort you put out.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for doing it. Thank you for your spending your time, your energy, your own personal money to create something to help the goalpost actually get closer to me and my family, right? You know that's why I started, just the pursuit of happiness. Not a greedy person, but I'd like to be able to put food on the table. I'd like to be able to buy my kids new shoes every 6 months. I mean, is that okay? Or do the upper 1% want me to buy shoes for my kids once every 3 years? I mean, what's enough, right? So thank you to you for stepping up and helping me. That's all we've ever wanted, right? Is unity and people to stick together to make our lives better. And it's the hardest thing.
I tell you what, here's
Yeah.
I like you. You seem to be a nice fellow. You know, send me your cash app. I'll send you $100 there. So, you know, just send me your cash app and I'll send you $100 there.
We you know what? Thank you for that. Thank you for that. God bless you, Kay. But yeah.
We don't take any money. The website is completely 100% free for everyone.
I can't say you off. Goodness sake.
No, you can't. No, sir. No, sir.
For God's sake.
Here's my payment. Here's my payment right here, brother. Here's my payment.
Yes, I love
If
it.
I could do right by our people, that's all we want, brother, is for the blue collar, middle class American to be strong.
Young man. Oh, yes, that's lovely. Well, you know what they say about that. Anyway, well,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help out there. I'll just get up there. Sorry, oh boy.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I love it. Hey, we got another morning coffee with Bob in the making here. We got another morning coffee with Bob in the making. This guy's funny. All right.
Where are you from, sir? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm American. Don't take me off the road. I'm American, for God's sake.
But where are you from?
You ain't fooling me. You're from
You're from
British. You're British. British?
I'm gonna guess he's from somewhere in southern or maybe northern Ireland.
No, I used to live in Ireland.
Ah!
I used to live in England, London, England, and but I relocated to the Carolinas. You know, it's lovely up there by the Appalachian, all that nature and all that stuff. You know, it's lovely.
Yes, sir.
I was born here.
Harrisburg and then 10 seconds.
No, I was born in America, but I got dragged back over to the pond in my younger days, so I couldn't help it, oh boy. But I'm a trucker by heart. Don't worry. I'm a full-blooded American trucker. Yes, I am.
Awesome. I like it. Let's go eat a steak.
My mom and my brother are British, so you couldn't fool me.
Ah, can't fool Jane. She'll get you. She'll get you.
We love having your spunk. That's something, I tell you. We need more like you.
This is true. Yeah, no, on a serious note though, Jane, thank you. It's nice that we're building our community. We're building like-minded folks. I mean, I personally really thought I was alone a year ago, and I realized I really believe like 7 out of 10 Americans, I think, want what we're fighting for. I do. I believe that. One out of the 10 is evil, so there's only two others left, right? The other two are selfish, greedy. Yeah. So 7 of us though, we're 7 out of 10 are, I think, just like us. We just want to buy our family food, shelter, have decent clothes, go on vacation once a year, have a little hobby or something. We don't need billions of dollars to be happy. It's not about money. Money should only be 5% of your life. That's in a healthy life or relationship. Only 5% of your life should even be thinking about money. But today, this inflation has gone up so high, so quick that that was their mistake. If they would have just kept going up 2% a year, they might have, gotten us all together. But joke's on you guys because our eyes are open. We're not very happy about it. And guess what? We outnumber you 9-1. So we're coming. We're not putting up with it anymore. And this beautiful country belongs to the people. Not the 1%, not the corporate giants, global elites, or the government. Government should be ashamed of themselves for not representing their constituents the way they were voted for. They're not working for their people. Real quick, but we're getting carried away. Thank you, Jane. And 296 Jack, welcome in, man. Thanks for your patience.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Man, just been trucking, that's all.
That takes about 99% of our energy.
Yep. And I'm trying to put another truck on the road.
Nice. Good for you. Good for you.
I've been advocating since 22. It started out in California. We drove across country to DC.
Yep.
Trying to open the eyes of the Congress people, and let them understand, hey, you work for the people.
That's right.
And they don't understand that.
No, they don't.
I feel like some of these congressmen and women, they're just trying to fill their pockets, especially Ted Cruz. I'm calling him out because, he came to the speedway where we was.
Wow.
We was 500 deep.
Wow. Did you get to talk to him or no?
Oh, yeah.
They just stroke your ego anyway. Yeah, they just stroke your ego. That's all they do.
And he rode in the lead truck to DC. And all it was a photo op. It came down to.
Yeah, so that whole thing was right because I actually studied into this to see what took place, how it worked, and what's the mistakes that were made, right? And what was crazy part about it is somehow fuckers were going there to say, hey, you know what, we had enough, we want.
It was a photo op. It really was.
Well, then it went from it went to the speedway to saying, hey, you know what, we're here because we don't want to be vaccinated, and kids that should have a choice to see if they need to before they go to school. And I'm like, wait a minute, what in the world did we just spend all this money? And I was in a part of it, right? I went through South Dakota with them, and
okay.
If they would have took the part and said, hey, you know what, we're gonna organize this the right way. And as we cross country, right, we get this petition signed up because, I don't know where he went now. He just disappeared. But
he's coming back. I think yeah. Go ahead.
So if we would have got a petition and every single American person signed that along the way, the true patriots that were holding the flag, and they would sign it to whatever we wanted to get done, it could have got done. Because guess what? When we would have got there, Ted Cruz wouldn't have had nothing but to say, oh boy, you boys came at the wrong time because we got to do whatever you guys said. Because you have the voters speaking up, not in his community, all the community saying we're for behind our truckers and we're going to support them. And that was the thing that had me disappointed when I seen that convoy go across. It just wasn't very, very well put together. You know, it was kind of, we seen it going on in Canada. Somebody picked it up down here in America and said, hey, let's run it. But man, if we would have been in charge, man, Vince, back in those days, boy, I guarantee you, when we showed up at that front door, they would have been all like, oopsie boots.
I've got a question for you gentlemen out there. You know, I know I'm not going out of my mind, and I pretty much know what the rate is, but I just want to confirm it. What's the general rate per mile for dry bands, 53-footer these days?
Right now, off the top of that is such a hard question to actually answer. That is such a ocean of variety. But I would say the average right now is probably 350, give or take. Dry van.
When my dispatcher's trying to tell me the market is down, blah, blah,
No.
blah, blah.
No, voting's around the corner. Voting's around the corner, brother. It'll be up till after November. Then it'll go back down.
European dispatcher, goodness sake, that Eastern European dispatcher, what a wanker he was. Goodness sake. I said, really? I'm stupid.
Something stinks.
Yes, yes. Right. So a lot of people right now are looking at the market going, hey, you know what? It is up, right? Probably there. And it's not really upward. Yeah, but we have to look, all right? I mean, there's a lot of things that's moving in the parts, right? There's an election season going on right now, and what do you want the majority of the industry of people to vote for you, right? That's truck drivers, right? And I never hear you never hear politicians that much that's running in your local state. Hey, you know what? I'm here to help truck drivers. I'm here to listen to what a truck driver says. So when I go to Congress, I'm going to be before the truck driver. No, they're not saying that. They're talking about, well, I'm going to lower property taxes down for you. I'm going to do this that they never really get accomplished in their state. But yet we never vote for those guys, right? We more truck drivers will vote for the president than they do for the ones that we really need to be voting for, right? The president has some power, but he doesn't have the power like Congressman does that actually puts they build up the bill, right? So they do all that work that when it gets to the president, he signs off on it. We need good quality people in there writing the proper bills. Instead, what we're seeing with this Build American 250 is just like a purse. Everybody's just slamming their stuff in there going, well, we know it's not going to pass on this, but it's going to pass in this because it has to pass because the Build American 250 Act is actually a budget bill, right? So if you're wanting to fix housing, you throw it in the budget bill. If you wanted to say, hey, you know what, I was just going to say that. You throw it in the budget bill. If you want to fix whatever in your community to fix, throw it in the American 250 Act because it's a budget bill. It has to pass. It can be amended, but guess what? Once it gets to an amendment stage, it passed the floor all the way up. You don't have to work it up. You don't have to work like a regular bill into it. You're already on the home plate. Now the rest of it is just seeing how much money you can get for whatever your state needs, and that's ridiculous. They're using truck drivers as a face like they have done for years, and we're taking the blunt for it, right? That's out of our money that we work hard for to pay to fix our roads, our bridges, our infrastructure, and yet we're going to spend it on some other stuff. It ain't right. It's a coward way, if you ask me.
Years ago, I used to donate to the Republican Party, and I was I know.
Me too. Hey, I'll be honest. Me too. Yeah.
He gave such good speeches. It was like, yeah, I'm with you. Yes, America great again.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Where America is a corporation. Yes, he's going to make the corporation great again. I mean, I donated so much bloody money. I was like,
well, brother, hey. Did you hear what he said like 3-4 days ago? He said, he goes, oh, and these vlog cameras, you got to just accept them, right? You got to just accept them. They're safe for your community. And America's going to make a lot of money. We're going to make a lot of money. Oh, and taxes are going to go down. So you know what? Anytime representatives tell me my life is going to get better if I do A, B, C, D, I start to, oh, wait a minute, what's in the other hand? Because you don't care about making my life better. No, you don't.
Ronald Reagan said. What did Ronald Reagan said? Ronald Reagan said if the government is saying we're here to help you, something about, I forgot what it was.
If the government shows up to your door and knocks on the door and says, hi, I'm the government and I'm here to help you, you run out the back door and you get away.
Yes, indeed.
Wings on the same bird. That's what it comes down to.
Absolutely. And I tell everybody that let's stop voting for color. Let's stop voting for anything other than what is the people that we're going to send is going to do the best work for the trucking industry, because that's who we represent, right? If you look at a Democrat and a Republican Party, right, and go back in the 80s and what they were actually designed, they had this culture of like, hey, you know what, Republican is for the for the working class, right? And Democrat was more for like the farmers and getting that extra hand out there, right? And they had a whole bunch of other stuff to it. But now we're seeing, I mean, look at our president. He was a Democrat. Now he's into a Republican. Why are we voting for what Republican or Democrat? Let's vote for the people that's actually going to go in and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to clean up this mess for you guys, and I'm going to fix it. That's who I'm voting. I don't know about you guys, but
I'm almost ready to start running cattle and get a California conversion kit. I mean, be a farmer or something. It's just ridiculous. I'm almost ready to start hauling cattle to make a buck here. Oh, goodness sake.
It's beat down though, right? So I haul cattle. I'm in a little bit of everything. They call me the hooker of the industry, and that's the truth, right? I haul grain, I haul cattle, I haul flatbed. I'll jump on a reefer. I'll jump on whatever it takes to make $1 because that's what I have to do to feed my family. Right. And with cattle, it was $13 a mile when I actually run. Now you know what they're paying? $6 a mile. And you go out loaded, you come back empty, and it's all like, dude, what are we doing here, right? And those are government. And some of these are government fundings, right? But it's sad to show what we're actually doing at truck drivers. And is that by design? Are they trying to starve us out?
That's why I to a rural area. I used to live down in Aventura, Miami area, and I got up there in the Appalachian Mountains. I said, I'm fed up with the government. I'm going to live off the grid, so I move up into the mountain area. I don't pay for water. It's well water.
Yeah.
I've just had it with everybody. My nearest neighbor is 5 miles away. The hell with the government.
Amen. I like it. Well, the power has always been with the people. The people just have been so programmed. We've been so programmed that we have no power and we can't do anything, which is a crock of you know what. We have all the power. The power has always been in the people, in the group of people. Wow, everybody mic'd down. Okay, you ready for a big speech? It's I'm starting to learn when I watch the government talk and the officials talk. I think there's only about 1% that actually are working hard for us. The rest of them, they are taking gifts from lobbyists and shoving those gifts in their pockets. And those gifts are hurting hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Americans.
It's almost like Star Trek. I don't watch television anymore. I haven't watched television in 5 years. I watch social media once in a while. I run my ass off, make my money. What's next? The politicians are like the board, It's
Yeah.
like, well, whoever we vote for, and we put that fellow in there, all of a sudden he comes out assimilated. If he becomes elected, he comes assimilated like the bloody board. I mean, it's just, what the hell is going on there?
Well, that's what we're doing here, man. We're
Our
good.
politicians that we send to office, they're looking out for their family. They're not looking out for ours, right? They're getting the best healthcare while we're getting the scraps of healthcare, right? We're getting what we can afford. We're sending their kids to the best colleges, giving the best professors, but we're sending our kids to the lower class colleges, like tech schools, right? They're already in the news saying that, right? We're funding everything for them, but yet all they're doing is looking out for their family. And it's time we start looking for our own family and saying, hey, let's send the people that are going to go and work for our family. Work for me, That's what they're there, right? That's what they're supposed to do is work for me. Instead, they're working for their family and their family home. So that's where we got to start saying.
The other day, my wife was telling me, because we're taking care of our grandkids up there. And, my grandson's real smart, real computer guy. He's too much of the PlayStation in that bloody room. Get out of there. Smell some fresh air. But, it's the generation these days. So he's smart. He doesn't need to cheat. But he's on PlayStation all night, all day. And last year in school, my wife just recently told me he changed the grades on the computer in the school.
Wow.
I was like, you can't do that. You're cheating. You shouldn't do that. Goodness sake. I got mad at him. I said, you're living with us. You're not doing that. Did you really change the computer grades on your laptop in the school?
Oh boy.
No, Grandpa, I didn't do it. I said, well, I'm getting testimony from the teachers, and she had a meeting with you and my wife. I says, keep up the good work.
I love it.
What you're doing.
I love it.
At the end of the day, if I can screw the indoctrinated government controlled education system a bit, I mean, they don't teach you in school how to do trade stock or make money.
Right. That's by design too.
Be a bloody slave.
That's by design too. Well, there is a way out. Here's the hope, right? There is a way out. Build your community, right? Follow everybody. Keep going, supporting everybody that's on lives. Any trucking channels that are trying to bring that goalpost closer to us all. Let's support them. Let's write our letters. Let's flood the phone calls to the staff of representatives.
I love a young. Yeah, that's what I like about you. You're so young and idealistic. I love that. Well, you do that for us, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing. I'm just making money. Not much, but a little bit.
Well, it's not going to work if just I do it. You got to do it with me. Come on. That's what I'm preaching here.
Good. Starts the ground up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 65. I'm always worried about it.
You're still young. You're
Here's the thing, though, right? Yeah, if you had, so you said you had a grandkid or whatever, a son, right? Any of them want to get into trucking? Anybody in your family?
He sees how hard I work. He'll never do it. He's going to be a doctor, for God's sake.
I can tell you, most of these guys that are in trucking, right? They had somebody in their family that was a truck driver, whether it be their grandpa, their grandma now, their great grandpas, the grandpas that were before that, like, right? I say, instead of saying, hey, let's just go make our money, how about we fix and leave an industry right now in 2026, the 250th year of America, that we as truck drivers stand together and say, hey, you know what? We're going to fix it for the people that are in 2030, 2035 to 2040. And when you get that mentality, we always think about ourselves, but we never think about the people that's coming into here. We got autonomous coming into our industry. You have AI that's going to be replacing our jobs here pretty soon with robotics and forklifts and everything. What are we leaving for our great grandchildren, right?
Well, you're right. As far as I'm concerned, you're right about that autonomous trucks and all that. But you know what? I do believe they should have robotics in the factory and get rid of those bloody wankers that Capstone people.
Oh.
Replace Capstone. No disrespect against Capstone. They're just a bunch of bloody wankers overcharging and all that waiting time. Goodness sake.
Scam.
They're going to fix that Capstone with immigration, so you don't have to worry about that.
One more thing to think about. I mean, when I said earlier about the ground
Fix that ourselves.
when I said earlier what I said about ground up, it ain't just us truckers. I mean, we're advocating for ourselves because it's our lives, our work, and our history that's at stake here. But let's take it a step back, even one step further, and think about it from a global standpoint. I'm hearing you use the term wanker. Well, think about this. If everybody all over the world becomes that because of just the sheer ignorance of letting everyone else walk all over you and get their own best interest advocated before yours, then the only people that suffer are those we leave behind. So it's not just truckers, it's every single industry.
Very well said. Very well said. You know what? I a lot of stuff. You're very well said. You're very well spoken. You're right. There has to be a balance, and there has to be some form of integration where it's balanced with technology and for the human being. Yes, you're so right about that. Yes.
Balance. That's it.
Class. If you get rid of the middle class, you have different it's with the trucking industry. The middle class. We are the backbone of America. When they say that, they mean it. Like, we pay the most taxes. We do everything. We're the most of it. So why wouldn't you want to attack trucking and say, hey, you know what? If we can get autonomous in here, self-driving.
I think when you refer to the global community per se as a whole, you're right. You're right, because I don't think I don't
get rid of the outlaws, the rebellion.
Yes, I think that's the thing. I think they want to get rid of the independence because,
of course,
these foreign investors. No disrespect against them, but the trucking industry is like the blood flow in a body. It's the life force in the body, blood-wise.
Together.
And then all these foreign investors actually have a stronghold on the blood flow of America, the trucking industry. That's what we are.
Owner operators, small carriers are 86% of this country, right? In trucking. 86%, Kay. So absolutely. Let's pause for a second. Thank you everybody for the likes, the shares, the comments. We really appreciate you. We're glad you're here. Thank you for your spending your very valuable time with us. Trucker Ashley, welcome in. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's on your mind today?
Well, just getting back on the trucking. I've been out of trucking for almost 2 years.
Wow.
So,
Pretty soft spoken. It's hard to hear.
So you were out of the truck for a year. Is that what you said?
2 years.
2 years. Well, okay, we can hear you much better now. Thank you. So did you have to take your CDL all over again, or was there anything special?
No, I kept my CDL active. I did let my med card expire, but in North Carolina, if you just downgrade it to intrastate instead of interstate, you can keep it. So I upgraded it back again when I got my med card. So I'm good.
Nice. What kind of trucking do you do?
Gosh, right now I'm pulling dry van. I've done dry van, reefer, flatbed.
Nice. It's a little bit of everything. So
No tanker though.
okay. So what do you think about trucking right now? Do you like it? Are you happy? Do you make enough? Do you like all the regulation? Like what would you change in trucking if you could?
It's a little bit different. So yard meat has been added. I'm driving for a small company and I get paid 30% of the load. Rates are really high right now, which is great, even for dry van. So I'm averaging over, between like $1.25, $1.75 per mile, which is great. Getting paid 30% of the load.
That trucking company, can I apply?
I know, right? He's got to buy another truck, but yes, you can. I got you contacts.
Yeah. Inbox me.
But he's like, this is his first truck, and he just bought it in my driveway right now. And he's looking at getting another truck. So he's a good dude. Really good.
I swear, I'm running into everybody that's doing trucking in the Carolinas. My word.
I know. I noticed that too.
Carolinas.
Yeah.
I'm from the Carolinas.
Yeah, that's where I live at. That's my home state.
Nothing could be finer than North Carolina. Yes, yes.
Smiling faces and beautiful places, South Carolina.
Hey Kay, your background noise is really loud, brother, just so you know.
Yeah, there's that truck next to me with his bloody reefer unit. Goodness sake.
Dang him, I can't stand that. Leave a letter in his window. Maybe he'll not park next to you next time.
It's a Somalian fellow. It's a Somalian fellow. He's been sleeping for like 10 days. It looks like in there. All right, I'll shut the window. Sorry.
You can't really help where you have to park nowadays, right?
This is true. So you're in a reefer too? Oh man. Oh man. Brother. This is no joke. This is all because of y'all. You see that? That's because of you guys and you gals. You didn't see it?
You're blaming us for your sweet tooth.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I try to park as far away from everybody. You know, you want to know what's funny? Like, you'll go to one of these truck stops, right? That have like, it's a big TA. It's got like 300 regular concrete or blacktop parking spots, and then there's a huge dirt lot over here you can go park at, and the pavement is only half full. So I'll go off in the dirt, like far away from everybody's, and open up my windows and it's a nice cool breeze night, right? Don't have to idle my truck, and I'm all there all by myself, just minding my own business, and 3 or 4 guys or gals gotta come over there and hang out with me and hold my hand. It's like, bro, guys, you got a whole parking lot over there. Why are you parking next to me?
Yeah, but you know what's going to happen when that reefer parks up front around everybody else? The flatbed guys and the dry van guys are going to be, that reefer should have went out there in the dirt away from everybody.
I've got no issues with the reefer unit. I used to drive a reefer unit.
Reefer, I did not fight.
I know some people do. It's all good. I don't let anything bother me anymore. I literally let water on a duck's back.
If the market is slow, you can always pick up a dry goods load out with a reaper unit and run both. Right. There's some good advantages to running a reaper, yes.
I can haul garden hoses and then turn around and pick up ice cream at the other end. You know?
And some places give you free ice cream. Yeah, Bluebell. Bluebell will give you a free thing of ice cream. Sorry.
Here's my thought pattern on it. Why are reefers so loud? We're trying to put people on Mars. Our technology is wanting to replace drivers, but yet we got to listen to these loud things behind you or in the parking lot that people like to park on purpose. I heard somebody say that. They should be able to park there, you know? Do we not know what an exhaust is and bring it down to where you can't hear it as loud? I mean, like, we have technology with insulation to make it thicker where it's not as loud.
And carriers. Not buy Thermo King. Buy Thermo King.
Well, not everybody thinks like the average courteous reefer driver. I'll park opposite of somebody's trailer just to keep them from getting woke up or staying awake all night long. How many of us actually do that? We actually nose into.
There's a lot. It's like all things in life.
Stay awake all night.
You know,
I never drive forward into a parking spot. I never do that.
Yeah, that's not courteous to the people beside.
You know why a lot of people say that? It's because then they stick you on TikTok and be like, this guy can't even back up.
yeah, you're gonna be TikTok famous.
That's the sad thing. But I believe I'm with you, boss man. I think that's the right thing to do. Here's the thing, right? If you look at the what we pass in the exhaust fumes that come out of it, carbon monoxide and the 5 other chemicals that come out of that actually hurt you. Let me tell you something. I think we all should be one part one way, one part the other way, because what you're actually inhaling in that truck, if you have a small leak,
I knew you were going to go there.
That breaks apart. I'm telling you, I don't care what people say on TikTok about me or what if I'm pulled back the other way. I don't want to be, eating these fumes that that are saying that. Oh yeah, it's a bad for you. So I mean, what are we doing, right?
This is
seem like we're like muscle men and pulling it out to see who's bigger. Here's the thing: what we should be looking at is 61 years of life. How do we make that 61 years into 81 years?
This is serious. This isn't a joke. Listen, this is serious what we're talking about. Listen, this is serious. Carbon dioxide. I almost passed away from it 7-8 years ago. So Sean just had some serious issues.
The window in my compartment out. I leave it out. I took it out. I was the hell with that. I want some.
Well, I hope everyone has a carbon monoxide tester in their truck. Please go buy one. The good ones, what are they, Sean? About 70, 80 bucks?
No, here's the thing though, right? So what we're seeing for when I'm doing this research, right? Most carbon monoxide detectors don't hop on until 500 parts per million, right? But OSHA standards say, hey, at 50 parts per million, you're allowed 10 hours of exposure of carbon monoxide, and then you have to take a break out of it, right?
Ridiculous.
But after 50, you start getting headaches, nausea, sickness to your stomach, right? It gets into your bloodstream, right? I believe, and when I get done with my study, I will tell you guys, but I think there's a lot of people in the trucking industry that's being misdiagnosed for sleep apnea.
Oh, bro.
Don't we have what is that depth count?
That's for another reason. That's for money.
I didn't even think of that.
Absolutely, for money. Absolutely. So what we're doing with death is just if here's the thing, right? If we put it on paper and we make it look good on paper, it works, right? But that's not how it works. Right? You have to go out and put a truck 200,000-300,000 miles on it, then test it again. Put another 200,000 on top of that, test it again, and see what it actually is, what it's doing, right? They don't do that. What they did is they pull out a spreadsheet and they say, well, if the calculation with the heat and this chemical mix into this is perfect, it's great. But they never look at the wear and tear. Here's the thing. We're putting profits over lives. That's what you're doing. Yeah. And the only way you're going to change that is to say, hey, you know what? It's time that we all stand together and we do these studies, right? We work on them, figure it out. Because there was a guy I just got a hold of over across the pond over in Australia, right? He's been driving for 30 years, right? I got the pleasure to talk to him, and we were working on this DEF program. This guy's been driving for 30 years. He has all his blood work back on it, right? And he was in for 30 years. He still has carbon dioxide poison in his bloodstream, and he's been out of the industry. He has not touched a truck in the last 5 years, and they're still pulling it out of his blood. He goes in every month and gets tested. And this guy is sacrificing his well-being of being poked all the time, to pull a study to show that, hey, you know what, this is a bad thing for our industry. So
yeah, I mean, that's why I like living up in the North Carolina mountains with the higher altitude, where your lungs have to automatically adjust to thin air. So I come down to the lower level lands and the flat lands, and I feel great. I feel lovely.
Hey, let's pause for a second. Trucker Ashley, I want to ask you a question real quick before we get to Amar. We got to get some other drivers. If you want to hang out, you're more than welcome to, and we'll just go back and forth. But I want to ask you, would you like to join us in the fight to better all of our lives, our families' lives, and actually bring that goalpost closer to you, closer to me, closer to all these other folks? Would you like to join us?
Also,
Yeah? Oh, well said. What do you think? What we're
how so?
how so? So go ahead, Sean. I'll let Sean.
Yeah, so basically what we're asking people is, we don't want no money, we don't want nothing. What we want is your voice, right? We want, so you live in North Carolina, to send your congressman a letter saying, hey, look, this Build American 250 Act is going to affect me, my family, by allowing corporations getting controlled by government, to allow them to bypass states, and our jobs are at mistake, or are at stake at it. So what we're asking is people to actually open up the door to the congressman and start interviewing the person that you voted for, or if you didn't vote for, but your state voted for, to represent you in Congress, to represent truck drivers and your family, to make sure that they're doing their job right. All we're doing is saying, hey, it's a simple letter that all you got to do is send in and ask them, hey, this is why you're voted for. Represent the people in the state of, would you say, North Carolina, that truckers need jobs, right? That's what it's all about. And then when we get this fixed, there's other things, the death. We're looking at everything in the industry to fix it. I mean, we're going after
The triangles. Yeah, triangles.
triangles. They're supposed to be held at a standard, at 125 standard, to protect your family, my family out here on these roads. They're supposed to reflect so bright that we're having overseas imports being brought in here that has that 125 stamp, and they're not held at that standard. They're flimsy, they're breaking, they're not held to the reflective. It doesn't break the moth effect. These are the things that our forefathers that built for us to use, to utilize, to save our lives. And not only that, the motoring public life. We're looking at reefer trailers. We're looking at the outspreads of salmonella, right? Keeping the people that are supposed to keep us safe as American people safe are not doing their job, right?
There's no accountability anywhere.
There's no accountability. You can send one message to one person and they're saying, no, that's not our part. That's the CDC. Oh, it's not the CDC. It's the FDA. Oh no, that's not the FDA problem. It's the FMCSA problem. And you just get circled all the way around in a circle. And it's time that as truck drivers, we start holding the standards and self-regulating ourselves. So these are how we're asking people to get involved.
Yeah. Oh, we lost her.
How do you feel about them fellows washing their feet in the sink and then washing their dishes at the gas pump and staying there all day?
Wait, who, what?
Signs.
Who? Well, real quick, hold off. Ashley, if you're still there and you can hear us, we're not asking for money. Oh, there she is. So Ashley, basically what we need is your support. We need each other to, what do you need to move the ball with government? You either need money or you need a group of people that have a vote or power within your voice, right? And we don't have money, right? None of us have money. Yeah, none of us have money. We don't have $300,000 to give a lobbyist, to give Congress and Senate, to get the goalpost brought closer to us. So what we need is support. We're building a community of like-minded brothers and sisters, such as, the industry now is 5% women, such as yourself. So we say brothers and sisters here. We're doing barbecues once a month. Just your support, even like right now, you're helping all of us, including yourself. The more we talk, the more we buy CBs and we start talking to each other again, the more we build our culture of kindness and love. And what can you do for your neighbor? Not selfish, but selfless. What can we do for each other, right? Because
You're so right. Yeah. I remember if you saw a lady and her children stranded in a snowstorm.
perfect example.
We pulled over and we helped her. We just got on the CB because they didn't have phones back then, you know.
Right.
And then we helped them. Turn it on. Now these days, these young, no disrespect against the younger generation truck drivers, they'll just soon run you over just to get to the next load. It's just bloody ridiculous. There's no help out here for.
Well, so that's what we're doing, Kay. That's
something else. I don't mean to cut you off, Vince.
Go ahead.
Something else seldom mentioned that we're also looking to do here is, I mean, we're here on this live and on my channel, Truckin' City Media. We're talking to truckers. But one thing that a lot of us forget about, and really we should focus on, is let's also try to advocate our place and our needs to the everyday American. Because the more regular people hear us and see us and maybe understand what it is we're fighting for, the more that we can convince them we're helping them as well, the more they'll be in our corner helping us. And
of course. Of course, and especially when it's genuine, right? When it's not about money, it's not about fame, it's not about fortune. It is for your fellow man or woman. That's what it's about. It's got to be.
That used to be the trucking business. I don't know what happened to it lately. Goodness sake.
She says her service is really bad. That's okay, Ashley. Just I'll give you an invite and then just come up whenever you get better service. Obviously, we totally understand. Let me get to her real quick.
Where do you sign this letter? Where do you sign this letter?
No. It's not. It's we have different things going on. We have teams within teams, and we constantly have different things to do. Go ahead, Sean.
So he's asking where he can get these letters at. So so WeTheTruckers.com. If you go to WeTheTruckers.com, you go over to government. You can actually scroll down. Vince, bring up the page. Vince will bring it up.
Which one?
What we'll do is We the Truckers, and then go to
Okay.
government.
Hang on.
You're gonna go to government, and in there you're gonna see where your representative is in. You said North Carolina, I think is where you're from too as well. South Carolina. You'll see it, right? And it's gonna take you to their site where you can actually send them an email. It's gonna show you their phone number. It's gonna show you their email. And it's gonna show you their address. And what we've been doing is telling people to call them, send them an email, and send them a letter. And literally, and it's in your own words, right? So you can say, hey, look.
I'm a very busy fellow, but you know what? I listen to a lot of people. I mean, you're about the only person that sounds that logical to do something like that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but we're not asking for your money to do it. We're asking for your body, your support, your life, your friendship, your brotherhood. That's what we're asking for, a real connection, a real relationship. We're not asking to give us money to go do it. We're asking to join us and let's get strong.
Well, I'll do the follow there, you know. Okay, lovely. Yes, that's
WeTheTruckers.com.
See the three lines over there? You hit those three lines right there. It's going to come up. It's going to say behind the wheel. It's going to say a bunch of. Then you'll scroll down to where it says government. It's the what is it? The third one down. Home.
Third one down.
So then you hit the third one down, and it's going to bring you up to this page, right? Then it's going to show. If you're on a PC, it'd show you. Well, it'll show it on those too, but it'll show you who the people are. What's their name? Who's your senator?
I really appreciate that. It's good to find
See, there's Sean Duffy at the top.
So Sean Duffy's at the top. You can send Sean Duffy a letter. It goes straight to his webpage. And Sean Duffy, I would probably send him a message as, listen, stop taking money from Autonomous to pass it into the Build American 250 Act. You know?
That's right.
He's not an election official. He's appointed by the president, but the president appointed him to take transportation.
When I'm home, I'll jump on my laptop and look through it. When I'm home again, I'll do that. Yeah,
perfect.
I appreciate that.
Perfect.
Yeah, and we're starting something new here. I think it's going to be fired up today. By the end of the night, we'll see. To where I can actually send you a link here on TikTok. You can actually go into it, and it'll have your governor already's information in there, and all you're doing is just going to send that letter, type it in, and send it away. Because I mean, we get it. Everybody says they're busy, right? But at the same time, we volunteer so much of our time, right? Sitting at a reefer, or if you're sitting at a shipper, right, and you're waiting to get loaded, right? We give that time away for free. What's 2-3 minutes of your time to send your letters that we should be doing, right? That's what we elected them for, is to have that open communication.
I know it's you have to your time and do it correctly. Yes,
absolutely. Yeah. So then there's people that they might be moving fast or slow, so they got to wait that next day. So you're volunteering your time again, waiting in that truck for the shipper to open up. what's 2 minutes of your time to send that letter, or email, right? Make that phone call.
Nothing's going to change unless we do.
Absolutely.
Bingo.
And you're driving down the road. How hard is it to pick up that phone and grab that number, hit cut, copy, and paste it in that bad boy, call them, and when they answer, say, "Hey, listen, I'm so and so. I'm a truck driver. Our wages are so low. We want better rates out here. What are you going to do for us? What are you going to do for the people that put you there where you're at? So these are things that the more we do it and the more people get involved into it, they're going to say, hey, you know what, we got a problem. We got a severe problem. Truck drivers are mad. They're angry.
It's a young, idealistic man that said, you're right. And as this fellow here on the screen that said, this young idealistic man, he said, we don't have the monies and the funds. We have to do it as a community, and
That's right.
It seems like the only way,
That's right. It's always been that way. It's always been that way.
One of the commenters in the comments says, I wish there was a way to help people understand and see. Talking about us truckers. I tried to type it, but I'm lousy typing. Dude, and Starlight, thank you for that comment. Just do what you're doing, and that's simple. Just be part of this. Watch, observe, learn, listen, and hey, one more important, really good thing you can do that'll make a world of difference in everyone's life. Stop every second, every once in a while, and thank a trucker. You don't have to buy us anything. You don't have to say anything. Just thank you. And that makes a world of difference. That's how you can help us.
I'll give you all an example. We have a few people in here. Sometimes they come in, they've been broken, kicked, stomped on, stolen. People steal things from them in the trucking industry, right? Like so much has happened to them in their life. Hang on. Hang on. So much has happened to them, and they're extremely difficult to bring like positivity out of them or kindness out of them, right? Sean, me, boss man, we will work on it, work on it, work on it. At the end of the conversation, they're happy, they're joyful, they're laughing, they're like, maybe there is hope. So it's all about how much energy do you want to spend with people? Do you want to be negative with people, or do you want to give them hope? Or do you want to start that fire in them,
You're right. As truck drivers are on the road a lot, if you're running long distance. And I always said to myself, if I had to do it all over again, I would, speaking about quality time with the children and the family.
Absolutely.
The time that we have, we should use quality time to communicate to each other.
What better way? What better way to make less regulation for ourselves, get us 3 or 4 times more than we're getting paid now so that drivers can spend that time at home instead of being gone, 350 days a year and watching their family grow up like that and losing our life by 61 years old on average. I mean, our career is 7 times more dangerous than law enforcement. We've earned a place for ourselves. We've earned that title. Was it Highly, welcome in, brother. How are you? Good, man. How are you? What's on your mind?
I mean, we can go on and on about things, man, but I think they should change the laws on if you get pulled over or if you get for an inspection, man, and they say we're gonna give you a warning. They're gonna put it on your PSP and shit.
Did you fall for that once? You fell for it too, huh? They got you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what happened to him. I think you muted, bro. Highly.
Highly, you made it the mute button, brother.
We'll give him a second here. Just so everybody knows, we're going to shut down the live soon here. We're a little over, but that's okay. We're having a little bit of fun, so it's all good. We got one more person coming in.
When you guys, here's the thing that I always tell people, right? It takes the same amount of energy to bash somebody or lift them up. And here's the difference, though. Somebody lifting somebody up. Lifting somebody up, you can save their life. You can change them. Bashing somebody, you can end their life. So, I mean, those are the things.
Go ahead, Highly.
You can change a mind in 30 seconds, but you can change a life with just one word.
Absolutely. So Highly, yeah. So warnings, a lot of truck drivers don't know that. Warnings is a 100% guilty plea that we are doing. When we accept a warning, I had a state trooper in Indiana threaten me and get upset with me because I told him, no, I don't want the warning. I want a ticket. He goes, are you crazy? I said, yes, at least a ticket. I have a 50-50 chance fighting it in court. Oh, no, no, you're going to take the warning. I go, I want your sergeant here or whoever's in charge. I want them here or give me the ticket. Period. End of story. And it's weird to say that, right? As a truck driver, you know, we go our whole lives before we get our CDL, and a warning from a law enforcement officer is just a warning, right? Nothing on record, no nothing. But as a truck driver, a warning is a guilty plea. And they know that. Most of the time, we don't know that. So it's a slam dunk for them. It's the easiest paperwork for a state trooper or a DOT officer to fill out. So, drivers, if you're listening, do not accept a warning. Say, no, I want a ticket. I get it. It sounds strange. Go ahead.
Don't go to Arkansas.
Yeah, I've heard that. Mississippi too.
Yeah, because I was on the phone with my DM, and then like I work for Sweet Express. Like they don't have a name. It just says Sweet Express, so I didn't know who it was. And I was getting a load for my DM. I was like, "Oh, give me a minute. Let me see what this is." I took over with my phone, my holder. It's underneath my GPS on the left side on my front window. You know what I mean? So when I went to put the person on hold, I had to tap my phone. Like if I would have hung up, like I can't click over on my headset. So I had to. So when I hit the thing to answer, it asked if I wanted to put the person on hold or merge or whatever. So when I did that to click over, DOT was right beside me. He pulled me over, and he was like, "Hey, why are you on your phone?" I was like, "Well, I wasn't on my phone." He goes, "Well, you've been swiping your phone." I was like, "Well, I was making a phone call." He's like, "Well, going up here to the TA, I'm gonna go ahead and give you an inspection." And they
Wow.
wrote me up for distracted driving. I'm like, dude, my phone was in the holder. Like, I guess I should just cut my phone off or whatever. But
Yeah.
I didn't think nothing about it. So
I've had 3 inspections in the last 2 months. No, in the last 3 months, I've had 3 inspections with DOT. They just pulled me over, give me an inspection, and I passed every one of them, and they were very nice. I think it has a lot to do with how you talk to the DOT. If you're going to be belligerent and all that.
Oh, sure. Of course. Yeah. You can't have a bad attitude. Yeah.
Not in Arkansas. There are some.
Or Indiana.
It seems like it's the young ones that are gun-o. But I've had some young ones, and I've had inspections in the last 3 months. And you know what? Have you ever, you look at that, what is that book, the regulations book, the little thick book pamphlet.
It's
It has so many rules and regulations. What is that? There you go.
The suggestion box in a paperback.
Come on. I mean, look at yeah, if you get so many, it's some red tape and such ridiculous. Some good stuff in there, but come
This
on.
is the real one. The little one you have in your truck is missing 200 plus pages in the little one. This, you got to get the big one.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If they really wanted to get you, even if your truck was brand new, squeaky clean, no dust on it, they would find. So if they want to find something, they'll find something.
That's right.
Your attitude has a lot to do with it.
Well,
Here's the thing. Have you ever paid for somebody that you pay for and then they take money away from you? It's really bad. We pay taxes.
I know. It's the highway. Yes.
Yeah, you're paying them to regulate us, to say, hey, you know what? Pull them over and see if they're up to standards. Okay, cool. They didn't meet the thing. Fix the problem, right? They hold you there until somebody comes out and fix your tire because it's flat or whatever. Then you charge them for a ticket for having a flat tire going down the road. Like, really, honestly, like, how are we doing this? Because now you're double paying for somebody. And have they ever double paid a truck driver on purpose and said, hey, you know what? This month, we're not going to take your taxes away from you. It's easy. It's real easy to give the government extra money. And they say, hey, well, sorry that you gave us that extra $20,000, but we're going to keep it. And then we're going to just maybe work something out with it. I overpay all the time on my license plates, right? And they go, next year we're going to give you a credit back. A whole year for like $300. That thing I got to put it in a bank and invest in that. Like $300.
So highly, do you? So I take it you're never going to take a warning again, right?
I didn't even, like I moved my phone holder too. I'll tell you that. put it down on my ELD, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too bad, man. I'm sorry that happened to you. That sucks.
You gotta watch out.
One at a time, please. One at a time.
I'm on a lease for like 3 years, man. I'm almost done, like trying to go somewhere else. And I'm like, that thing's on my PSP, man. What the fuck? Like, I try to hire an attorney or whatever, but you can't find an attorney, and they try to data cure it, but
I always get an attorney, brother. I don't care what the cost is because an attorney will go and fight for you the day. You don't even have to show up, right? Yeah. Well, not if it's a warning. I'm talking about a regular ticket. So if you have to take the day off of work, that's $300, right? So if an attorney's 500, it really only costs you 200. I mean, that's my thinking, right? I always hire an attorney. That's your only way to beat a ticket, for real.
How long ago was this highway?
it's a racket too. You know, it's a racket too because you got to pay. Like they'll charge like the driver legal plan or some other ones. They'll charge like $100, and then the attorney will call you, and then they get their cut too. So you might charge like sometimes I'd be like $500 or something, you know. But
How long ago was this highway? Was this like in the last week or so?
This is in July. No, this is just happened in July.
In July. So yeah, it'd be a couple weeks ago, right? Because we're only in.
Yeah, it takes about it's like 2-3 years, man, for it to come off here.
Yeah. So why I'm asking is the FMCSA, like in July 10th or 11th, they announced that in Arkansas, Indiana, Wyoming, they're going to actually they're like a flock camera, but they actually take heat and temperature as you drive by, and they can actually tell where your phone is held in your place, right? So it actually takes a picture while you're going by temperature. And up the road, a DOT officer will be sitting there, and he'll see where your cell phone is. And if it's in close range for you to touch, that is considered distracted driving. So that's why I wanted to know if it was just a couple weeks ago.
Temperature, you're saying?
I mean, so they can tell if you're having a heart attack while you're driving down the road.
Oh, give me a second. Better not flatulate as I drive by those scales, those fluckers or whatever cameras they are.
Yeah. So here's the problem with like the flock cameras and the technology we're getting at, right? You didn't do nothing wrong, but they're going to use it against you. And that's what they would use in court, right? So if you'd have took that ticket, they would have said that phone was in reach of you, because distracted driving, as long as it's in the reach, you're held responsible. And here's the bad thing.
Wait a minute. Isn't that a total disregard to due process?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Remember when I said it's important that we send letters to our guys and tell them we're not having with it, because
that's not the due process, for God's sake. No, you're supposed to be able to question the officer and argue your point of view in court.
Not when you're a commercial driver.
Well, you might have a.
Well, Kay, join us. Join the fight, brother. That's all I can say. If you don't like it, sorry, Trucking Media.
No, I was just going to say, all they need is an excuse. Whether you're guilty or not, the burden of proof is on them. But as soon as they have the excuse, that puts you under the gun. And 9 times out of 10, what they're counting on is that you're just going to just accept it and move on, pay the fine.
Yep.
That's what they're counting on.
No, we're not.
Yes.
As far as
Entrapment.
I remember when I
Mike 03.
There was the city council and the mayor. You know how these mayors are. They're a little corrupt in some towns. So they had these speed cameras up, you know, for speeding and passing red lights and all that. And then they loved it because they were getting a kickback from the camera people. That was a European thing, you know. So they were getting a kickback from the camera people and giving people tickets and all that. And people in this town, the city, were fighting it. We're just bloody mad about this. And
yeah.
But all of a sudden, the mayors and the police officers and all these officials started to get tickets from the cameras.
Hey, let's pause for a second, guys. Hey, let's pause for a second. Hiley, that's do you have anything else to add to that? And then we're gonna get over to Star and see what's on his mind.
I mean, they're gonna find something no matter what, man. So if they were good about everything, they would say, well, you know, we'll give you a verbal warning or something. But he was just being big, man. He was trying to find something. You know? I mean, I know. I mean, like, the only thing that got me caught, like, really the only thing that got me busted was because I had it in view. You know what I mean? Like, you could see it. So You know what I mean? I've been driving for 22 years. I ain't never been fucked with, like that.
That's the frustrating part is like you're a good man, you're a decent person, you're trying to do the right thing, you're working hard, and it's like they're making you bad when you're not bad. They're finding a way to make you guilty when like it's so petty, right? And it just makes you like, dude, I'm almost perfect, but it's not good enough for you. You know what I mean? It's frustrating.
It's so true. It's so true.
Damn. Well, Hailey, thanks for coming up. You can hang out for a second if you want. We are going to be getting out of here in a minute, but Star.
Before you leave, Hailey, you know what DOT stands for, right?
Oh, geez.
Well, what does it stand for, dude?
Department of Terror. They like to terrorize the hell out of us truckers.
They do a little more than that, motherfuckers. Yeah, it's
right, Hailey?
All right. Well, Hailey, thanks for coming in and come back and see us soon. All right, brother? All right, man. Later. Later.
See y'all, dude. Y'all be safe out there.
All right.
All right. Star, welcome in, man. What's on your mind?
Hi there. I just wanted to say that I agree. Like, so Wesley is rolling with the cavalry, and I'm like the female half. And
Oh, hi.
2.5 years
Sweet.
with him. We're still over the road. He's still doing flatbed, but when I first got on the truck, I had no idea about anything in the trucking industry. I had no idea about truck stops or what you guys go through. And then over the past, couple of years, like my eyes have been open to see what you guys experience. And even though I'm not the one driving, like you guys go through so much. There's between the traffic and the weather and the DOT and all kinds of stuff, even from society. Like I just wish that there was a way to show other people kind of what you guys go through. So that's what I'm trying to do as well, is just kind of broaden the horizons for other people so they can see.
Awesome. Start like documenting it or making videos of what he goes through as he goes through it. That's how you could help. Get out in the public's eye, make a social media account and gain followers, gain your community. Like here now, we're part of your community now. Follow everybody you see. If you agree with what they're saying or what they're about, that's what I do. If I like what they're saying or I like what they're about or they're just a trucker in general, I'm hitting that follow button because I'm building my community, right? That's how else do we fight shoulder to shoulder? Building our so that's awesome.
I'm liking the whole idea with just reaching out to regular people that just don't live the life we live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I assumed, Star, like before you joined it, you were just a regular, ordinary person. When you popped up here and told us that, I mean, I'm impressed, and thank you both for what you do. And I tell you, honestly, more people, if they took 2 seconds to just listen.
Yeah.
Imagine the change we could all make, man. I tell you
that's why. Go ahead, Star. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, that's what I've been doing with rolling with the cavalry. Like, it's both of us, but he's more the face of it. He's the heart of it. It's his story. He's overcoming so much by being in the wheelchair and by continuing to show up, do the job, deal with everything that every trucker has to deal with out here. So I've been trying to capture it more and try to like expand it so that other people can see, like, hey, we're still out here, we're still in the fight, we're still giving it everything we've got.
Well, and God bless you for supporting him, right? So many people don't know what it's like to be married to a truck driver or just live a lifestyle with a truck driver or live in the truck in general. It is not easy. There's a reason we call it a rolling prison. You know what I mean? It's 73 square feet. It's tiny. Imagine putting a twin size bed in a small bathroom. There you go. Go live in it. And people don't get it. They laugh, ha ha. No, seriously. Go and if it when it's hot, it's always 20 degrees hotter in the truck. Whenever it's cold, it's 20 degrees colder in the truck. And people just they don't understand. So maybe you could break through. I mean, you have a great voice, you have a great attitude. Maybe you could break through and go viral on social media as a support. We've been looking for somebody that's not a truck driver that could support spouses of truck drivers because they do. I think like my wife.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, that's great. We will No, you're fine. We will support you as much as we can. It's like my wife, right? It hurts to say this, but it's the truth. She's like a single mom. Is she not?
Yeah.
Like we're married, I'm the father. I'm here, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 days a month, give or take. It just depends on the month, but about About 4 days a month is about average. And it's gotten hard over the last couple of years. It's just gotten worse. We haven't had a vacation in 3 years. So it literally, I discipline off FaceTime. Yeah.
Vince, I want to question you on the bathroom. A bathroom's probably better than a truck because you actually have a toilet that you can use the bathroom.
You had to. Yeah, you had to.
You can at least walk out of the bathroom when you want to, you know. Yeah, when you said
Bro.
bathroom.
Best friends is the optimist in our crowd. Just saying.
No, but it's I mean, it's the same size as the bathroom. But here's the thing, though, right? I mean, if you actually endure what a truck driver actually has to go through, I mean, we put our bodies at sacrifice to be out here to put food on their table, right? We put our life in sacrifice to make sure that they have the goods to make sure that their American dream of what they classify as an American dream. We build their dream houses. We bring them kitchen cabinets in when they need them. We are Santa Claus sled, right? We are the Easter bunnies. The only thing we're lacking is probably the tooth fairy, but somebody's got to chip in on that one. But here's the thought though. When people look at truck drivers as not being the super thing on the highway, we're always the first. Always the first one. We're always the first one that's out there on the road when a tragedy actually happens, to be there to help their family out, and I always stop to help fix people's tires and change it. These are the little things that people don't really see of what an actual what a true professional driver is. What we sacrifice. I mean, every time I see a homeless person, if they need food or something or water, I give it to them. If you take all this away, what do we really have as American, and how are we going to still continue to do our American dreams? Because a truck driver is out here just like the people that are working in the offices, right? We're trying to live our American dream, and right now our American dream is at stake. We have autonomous that's coming in to take our jobs, and all this technology that we all have to bond together. Whether if you're a bus driver, and when I say industry, I mean bus driver. I'm talking about the fishermen, the ladies and the gentlemen that fish, and we pick up their fish that to go. Without truck drivers, they can't get their bread, their fish to the market. So and I'm speaking of the Greyhound bus. It's the driver that's delivering people from one end of the country to the other. If it wasn't for a bus driver, how are you gonna move across country? By taking a bus. So I mean, our industry is whole. Everybody's affected by it. If you live in this country, a truck driver has somehow, one way or other, has touched your life. And now we're asking people to stand up and say, hey, you know what? A truck driver helped me in these processes and these times. It's time for us to stand to help the truck driver. And we don't ask for a lot. We never do, honestly. But now we're asking for a lot. We're saying, hey, you know what?
It's time.
Our congressmen,
It's time.
Our congressmen, the people in the government is taking money over profit over lives. And as a truck driver, we know how most important matters to us of his lives. I know guys that have wrecked their trucks because they didn't want to hurt somebody in that car. They would rather take their own life to affect somebody else's life. So in these times, I encourage every single person, whether a mother, a father, a grandness, and write letters to your local congressman and tell them that truck drivers they don't need the you guys are. Stop thinking about greed anymore. Start thinking about the people in America. What we're supposed to be doing. Let's take back and put the power back where it belongs, and that's in we the people. We're tired of being called we the corporation, because that's
Yes.
Government was never designed to make money and be profitable. What they were designed for was to keep the peace and keep the power of the people and put it in their hands and make the decisions they want. Now we have 435 people that's making a decision for millions of people's lives and what they want. And it's time. It's time that we stand together and say, hey, you know what? We are the people. We are Americans. We are this country. And without us, you guys can't be going sending your kids to the best colleges. You can't be giving them the best medical care while we're down here trying to work our butts off, and brokers are taking advantage of us, and shippers and carriers and everything else. For us to sit out here and chase a nickel, instead of being the
It's sick.
dream to be where we're paid and what we're worth. It's
sick.
It has to stop. It has to end, and we ask everybody to help us.
Yeah, so Star, there was somebody in the chat. Hold on. This is just some advice. You might want to follow her. She said, now I can't find her. She said she's an OTR wife too. I would absolutely, I can't find her now. She's somewhere back here. Anyways, I would, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would highly advise you to get along. My wife is raising arrows. You'll see her in the chat or on TikTok. She used to do cups, like, all the cute cups with glitter and stuff. I personally feel like if you all started something like your own little community and it kind of merged with ours, I have a feeling you got to think if there's 4 million truck drivers, there's at least probably 3 million spouses, right? Maybe 1.5, 2. I don't know.
Some of them are over the road with their significant others. Some
Yeah.
are at home holding down the fort. I've seen so many like women just in the last couple of days, and honestly, it's been really like heartwarming because for the last 2.5 years, I've just kind of felt a little isolated and alone. Like I'm not really the driver, but
Yep.
I'm out here with you guys, experiencing these things, taking the shower that some of the dirty truck stops, like eating the food, dealing with DOT, like whatever comes up, I'm still out here doing this and helping him with whatever the loads are. But I'm just trying to find like a community as well and try to be a part of change and to have us all unite because that's what we're supposed to do. It's the people. It's not government. It's not corporations. It's not business. It's not how much I can make. It's what can the people do? How can we help the people? How can we be of service to the people?
Absolutely.
Like we need to be united and not tear each other down, not bash each other, not belittle each other or hurt each other. We should be understanding and open.
Absolutely.
I would like to bounce off that and address one comment that I saw here, because this one really gets me. Okay, not to diminish from this live or anything that we're doing, but a commenter down below said this is all talk. We can and yeah, we need to start action. This does nothing.
Oh, wait. Who said that? We can address that. Let's see. Who said that?
Texas Wood. He's got that comment up. It's about
All right, hold on.
4 or 5 up, up from the bottom.
Okay, yeah, I see him. We'll address it.
Yeah, personally, I'd like to address that, for a moment, if you guys would let me, please. Everybody says the same thing when they bounce in and out of these lives, and they work and they listen and they think the same thing. That everything that we're doing is for nothing. That everything that we're trying to get accomplished is just a waste of time. But personally, I firmly and vehemently disagree with that, because to make a change, to make a positive difference, it only takes one. See, I didn't know who Starlight was.
Oh, cool. He's coming up. Perfect.
That's right.
I love it. We can debate.
I didn't know who Starlight was 10 minutes ago, but now I've gotten to know more about her. Yourself, I probably know nothing about, but I can tell you one thing. I'm willing to sit here and listen, but it only takes one. On my channel, on Vince's, and Sean's, anyone, it only takes one. One word, 30 seconds. You'd be surprised at the difference you can make. And actions work one at a time. Words work when you use them correctly. Debate is natural in this country, so I don't think it does nothing. I think what we're doing makes every bit of difference.
Well, let's see what he has to say. Texas, welcome in, brother. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, man. Go ahead.
I totally disagree with all that. I'm out there every day for the last over 37 years. Worked for the studios for 99.9% of that. I stand up for what I believe in now because I do stand up and I do take action. Me, by myself, I'm literally banned from the studios. I'm out $200,000 to $300,000 per year for the past 4
Which
years.
studio? I don't know what you mean by what studio.
Movie studios.
Movie studio. Okay. Go ahead.
I did mainly for 35 years.
Okay.
Like that. Concert work. It's all I hear and all I see, and I usually don't come on lives because I was just scrolling through TikTok, doing like everybody does. That's how
Right.
I do whatever.
Nice. Nice.
And I agree with all the little bit I've heard, the little bit I've seen here. Okay, baby, what's wrong? Sorry.
Family first. No, don't be sorry. Family first. Go ahead.
I totally agree with all that. I just got back from I don't stay out that long, but I stay out long enough to make what I need to make and come back and do what I need to do. But just the other day, the problem is all these people that get out there think they know what they're doing. Nobody has any common sense. Nobody has any courtesy. Nobody has any respect. Half of them don't know how to drive. It's a joke. And until
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah.
Instead of talk about it, all this talk does nothing. All I hear all my life since I've been doing this is a bunch of talk. And from my standpoint, look at me, look at my page, whatever. Ask people that know me. What you hear is what you get from me. That's the difference between all this talk and all these lives and all this shit. So that guy can say whatever he wants. I respect his opinion. I'm all about that. Everybody's got their own opinion. But check me out. I guarantee you, I back up everything I say. Everything I do, I back it up. If I can't do it, I have it done. That's the difference between me.
Then Texas, Texas.
Can I say something? Hello, Texas. You know what? I understand exactly where you're coming from, dude. I really do. You know why? Because in the short end of it, you're alone. You got to do it by yourself. If you depend on anybody, then you're up shit's creek because you can't really depend on people. However, I agree with you 100% on that. That's the American. That's a real American trucker. However, we've gotten to the point where it isn't just anymore about I can do it for myself. I'm going to ignore everybody and do what I got to do, make my money, to hell with everything. Now we're at the point there, if everybody just gives a little bit, just a comment, a letter, voice their opinion, if you just give a little bit back, you don't have to give a lot back. I know, I understand your survival instinct, and you're going to survive for you and your family. I get that. I'm the same way. But you have to give just a little bit back of your energy and time. 5 minutes, a letter like this young fellow said over here.
I get it, but I don't mean to interrupt you. I apologize, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. The people who we put in here that we trusted to run this country, blah blah blah. Every single one of them, even my daddy Trump. I love that guy to death. Don't stand for everything he believes in. Don't stand for everything he does. But he's the best option we got. I think that's just my opinion. You can write, you can letter, you can go protest, you can do all that shit. Right. Ain't gonna do a fucking thing. Ain't gonna do shit. Yeah, but you know what? They're gonna do what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it, just like I do. And until we all come to that conclusion, you can write till you're blue in the face, do your thing. It ain't gonna do shit. No. Hold on. If we all came all together and actually really did it and backed up being men and women, whatever, and actually did something said we were going to do, and we just didn't drive for 1 week, we would all survive, and the country would shut the fuck down. I was just
It's so simple. It's stupid, isn't it? Yeah.
Not you guys personally, because I don't know any of you people in here. You all talk shit. All I hear is the shit. I'm so fucking sick and tired of it.
You're just coming in now, though, brother. Hold on. We'll get there.
And until somebody else can roll with me and step up with me, it's going to be the same shit. Write your letters. Well, Texas.
Hold on, Kay. Okay, hold on.
You're in the right chat room.
Hang on, Texas, right? So here's the problem. What you're saying. Stop. If everybody was to shut down, that's what they want us to do, right? They want us to shut down. If I don't know how much research you've been in when I'm talking.
I don't do the research.
Yeah, exactly. So I have. So let me just go ahead and tell you what we've been doing with, right?
You want to hear this, Texas? Trust me. Just hear us.
We've been working on the 250 American Act that's coming into Congress, right? That's allowing for Congress to say, hey, you know what? We don't have to worry about state laws. We're going to let autonomous trucks come into our industry and take jobs by the thousands. If you do the research on self-driving trucks, Aurora, there's 20 different companies that's actually saying, hey, we're going to put 1,000 trucks by the end of the year. By January 1st, we're going to have about 10,000 autonomous self-driving trucks out here in our industry. Now, that don't sound like a lot, right? But here's the thing: we're taking 2,000 people's jobs away in 6 months, right? So what we've been doing is saying, hey, you know what? It's time for us to start telling Congress what we want. And when they're putting the profits in there, we're building an evidence base, right? So if you send a letter, I send a letter, you send me that email that's saying that you sent it to them, and you send me the response back. Guess who's going to walk into Congress? It don't even take one truck driver to walk in there and say, "Hey, guess what? Every single congressman in this building got a message from a truck driver or from an individual of this United States saying that we don't want autonomous in our industry." Now we have a body of evidence to show that, hey, guess what? You guys have literally not listened to us one bit, and you did what you wanted. But let me tell you, like you're saying, in our constitutional rights, it says that congressmen are supposed to listen to the people, the power of the voices of the people. We just never, ever hold them accountable. We've always been like, hey, I'm going to go and shut down the roads. I'm going to do this. But we've never literally said, hey, guess what? We're going to hold a database that shows that we all did what we were supposed to do, what our Constitution, what our forefathers made for us, and you guys did not respect what we had. So there's a lot of things we're doing. We're not just building on the American 250 Act.
I totally get what you're saying, but I guarantee you, mark my words, and I hate to say it, ain't gonna do shit.
Guess what? I'd rather try it than have an autonomous.
So here's the other thing.
Do what you gotta do. I get it, but do what you think is right. That's what I do. But you can write and do whatever you want until we actually, like, really, literally, physically.
We got to build that.
Careful what you say.
We got to build a body of evidence.
FAFO, right? Yeah.
I don't see the letters and everything happening because they don't give two fucks about you.
Agree with you. Hey.
Give driver's license to it's a joke, and they're just letting them do it. What are you going to do with that? Nothing.
So we commenting.
Others, they're not. The electric's just not going to work. It's not going to last. Even if it comes in, it's not going to last. They cannot do what we can do. They can't.
So Texas. So Texas, isn't it better if we get this body of evidence and we prove even more, like what's his name, the governor for Indiana trying to sell off our roads that we already paid for? Once we gather all this evidence and we show 350 million people, just like Nick Shirley did with the Somalians and the Somalian scam in Minnesota, that's how we're trying to wake up we the people. We are not here for fame. We're not here for money, and we're not here for ourselves. We're here for we the people, bro. We are here for everyone, because what we won't do is go step on everybody else like everybody's doing. Everybody's just trying to survive and destroying each other. That's what we're doing. Our forefathers didn't do that. They thought a lot bigger than that. They thought about communities. They thought about families, a constitutional republic, right? A free market, a capitalist society. It was never supposed to be Home Depot raking coals over everybody and raking everybody over. So you're right, Congress and senators, yes, they're scumbags. They're not for us. They're not working for us. They're working for the highest bidder, for lobbyists. But this is all the evidence that we're gathering so that we can show the people and gather the people together. We're trying to motivate and wake people up. That is what we're doing. All these other shows you're talking about, that is not us, brother. We're the real deal. We are building relationships with people. That's why we're talking. I'm so happy you came up, because there's so many people that just talk shit down here in the comments and they don't have the cojones to come up here and actually defend themselves. You're right. Men are not men anymore. That's what we're trying to do. Get men to wake up and be an alpha. Be a man. Take care of it.
Let me ask you this. What would it take, besides your obvious suggestion, Moan's back? What would it take to get someone like yourself with your point, please look at the situation a little differently? Name one action it would take.
The only way I know is physical.
By that,
It's literally to stop. Like, look what's happening in New York. Look what's happening in California. Look what's happening all over
Texas now.
Talking about
Michigan.
all the big rates, all that stuff. Even in my industry, there's so many kickbacks. There's, hey, if you hire me in my truck, I'll give you 10%. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I don't do that bullshit.
Yeah.
I come in. You rent my truck, get me 12 and a half hours, or don't call me. You'll get the same work, and if not better, pretty much I can guarantee you it's better. But it's the same way out in the world. But the producers and all the stuff that we used to work for are told not to hire me anymore because I'm a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
Wow. See?
These are guys I've worked for 25 years. I'm number one in the business. and what I do.
I respect your point of view.
Reason being, the government is the same way. The government's more corrupt than even the industry is. They're not going to give two fucks unless you fucking put it in their face.
Global elites and the corporate giants.
Their letters, they can do whatever you want. You can prove whatever you want, do whatever you want. But if they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it.
So here's the
Because
thing,
of letters
Texas,
that
you're
people are
right.
complaining.
You are right, but I'm going to ask you the hardest question on the planet Earth. How do you gather the people together to wake up and get on board? Because you're right. The only way this is going to stop is if all 349 million Americans wake up, get involved, and take our country back, right? From the global elite. It's not just the governments, it's the global elites and the corporate giants that are paying the government.
But you've got to literally prove it to them. I don't believe shit
Kinetic.
anymore, especially on this phone or internet.
Yeah.
I don't believe any of it till I can actually touch it. Anything. You got to actually see it. They've got to see it. You've got to motivate them with action. Writing letters and doing all this is not going to work. I'm telling you right now. I hope it does. I really do. But
Right.
it's not going to work.
Nobody wants to go to kinetic, obviously. But
So it only takes 2 minutes, Texas, to, and I'm pretty sure you're from Texas, right? To send Ted Cruz a message saying we don't want autonomous in our lives or in our industry. We want better pay for our industry. We want what we want, right?
Yeah, no, obviously.
It takes 2 minutes.
you,
And here's the thing: we volunteer so much time of our lives sitting at shippers, not getting paid. We sit at truck stops because we got there a little earlier to get to our time delivery. That we're volunteering. What's 2 minutes of our life to send one letter?
No, for sure. But even since I've been out trying to get, and I've been banned pretty much. I only get a few shows here and there now after over 40 years being in the industry. But I still make it. And when I go out in the real world, like you guys, like I have been for the past year, and I don't play games. There is no. It's my way, or I won't take the load. And
well, it's your business.
Show them that every load I've done, every single load I've done, I haven't had any issues. If I get an issue, get a flat tire, I get a breakdown, I go, hey, this is what's going to happen. I broke down. I will be there at this time, and it all worked. I haven't had any problems.
Dr. Watts.
I don't put up with them. And I don't do anything for under $5 a mile. And with the gas prices right now, I haven't done anything for under $6 a mile with a 20% grade. And
Good.
I can prove it. Every one of my bill of lading saying on it. I don't fuck around. It's my way or no way. You get what you pay for it.
So what you're telling us is without paying taxes that we have to pay, right? Paying 7 times
Taxes.
I know, but that's another thing. That's a whole different ball of wax, though. They don't
about toll roads.
Taxes, all that bullshit. I totally agree with what you're saying. But until something actually, you have to have action. And if like what they did, they tried to do in Canada or whatever, how they all rode up and just sat there.
They just froze their account. All that money they gathered.
But if we were all to do that and had backing and what I think would actually kind of work is if we got like some kind of GoFundMe.
When one guy goes down, another guy comes up.
Yeah, or we get some kind of GoFundMe to get you through that bullshit. You know what I mean? And then we go shit.
Put in the comments. Join the ATA. Go to the FMCSA meetings. Record them meetings with your damn cell phone.
It's what we're trying to do. And that is what we're trying to do. We're building a team of patriots.
Everybody's got to do it. We all got to show up at the
You're right. You're right.
So here's the thing, right? So with our letters that we're talking about sending to your congressman, right? And actually getting an answer back and send it to myself or Vince here on TikTok, email, it doesn't matter. You send this to us and we get every single letter in. Vince and myself will go to Washington, D.C. and hand deliver all these messages that was not response to or what the response was because and we'll show it. We'll show it all.
Tell them what we just did in Indiana 2 weeks ago at the Capitol.
So Vince went to Indianapolis, right? And here's the thing: not really many people were talking about I-70 of how much it was, what it costs to go on there, right? Go look up, just Google right now today. Google I-70 toll road, dude. Every news outlet has talked about it in the last week. And Vince went there and was all like, "Hey, I'm going into the governor's office with his camera rolling." Went in there and said, "Hey, here's the paperwork that we see that the bipartisanship paid for the I-70
$6.5 billion already paid for by us. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
And then now in 3 years they want to tow it. They want to toll it so that way they can make money for the revenue for other stuff. Actually, matter of fact, I already looked at the what the Indiana governor said. What he said is he needs to make money for Indian and the people and he wants to take the money that he gets off the tolls and start putting them into bonds himself in other countries, so Indiana can make money in their state.
Just like they did with the I-80, Texas. It's the same scam.
How did he get it? Where did he get it from? Oh, well, I know. No, nothing better else than having somebody getting gypped off over there. And they said, hey, you know what? We can take that same system that we got gypped off and pay that back. And then we're going to buy I-80 back. And then we're going to keep it a toll. And then that way we can just double up our money for Indiana's. And this is the bad part, right? These guys don't hold themselves accountable, but guess who does? The people that does the research and say, hey, you know what? Let me look into this. Let me dig deep and see what's going on. Nobody even knew that the I-70 toll was getting paid for by taxpayers right now.
Till we broke it open.
Every news outlet right now is saying, wait a minute, why are we paying for it? And then we're going to have to pay for it again. So those are little things.
Doesn't he need all the toll booths? That's what they use them for, is put in their pockets and pay for the tolls, right?
Yes. And the taxpayers already paid it.
Stuff will be going on from almost 70 to 99, 95 years, I think.
Yeah, it's just like our taxes. They're supposed to be taxes are suggestion.
Right, absolutely.
War. They're actually legal. If you actually fight the
taxes,
you have to pay them. If you actually fight them, they won't fight you on it.
Yeah.
Listen, and how do you wake up people, right? You got to start with something small.
They've all got to be hit with something hard. They don't care. They don't want to deal with it.
You got to wake them up, man. You got to wake them up and say, hey, we got to do something, and getting on lives on TikTok, getting in Facebook, all these other social medias, and hitting the news outlets and getting that part of it, I had a chance to go on Glenn Beck the other day, right? I mean, who gets the offer to go on Glenn Beck? I mean, these things that we're doing, we're getting.
Who's Glenn Beck, by the way?
Very funny. Very funny. Very funny.
I honestly don't know who Glenn Beck is. I don't.
Oh.
Like I said,
he's on the radio.
Huh?
He's on the radio. Glenn Beck, Rush Benlaw, like all those guys that.
I don't ever get in or listen to any of that stuff.
Well,
Paul Harvey, the rest of the story.
I don't know if you believe in God, Texas. I don't know if you believe in God, but everything happens for a reason. Why did you just stumble across our channel here? Why?
Because my
You know what I mean?
was looking at TikTok.
Well, you came to the right place. I hope we have roundtable meetings. Listen, we have roundtable meetings every Friday at 2 p.m. We would love for you to come and see. That's where our real work happens. It's a private meeting. And it's not on any social media platform. It's a private meeting that we have with about 60 people, and they're all in teams of just going after whatever their thing is. It's all free. It's not about money. It's about gaining our freedoms back, getting the goalpost to actually come closer to us.
I'll tell you what, I do respect you, Texas, because you at least listening and stating your opinion, you at least have the balls to come up here and suggest solutions. You do not know how many times we run across people that do exactly what you do. Stick the comments in the live and then they bounce. And then all of a sudden we're left with, well, what the hell did we do? You at least come in and you're suggesting solutions. You're entertaining a conversation. For that,
That's American.
God bless you. And that's what his purpose in having you here for. You might not know it. It is every bit, everything we do. And God bless you for actually standing your position. I respect you totally for that.
Truckers unite now.
And respect your comment, but I'm still until no matter what I do, until I see it or touch it.
Hey, trust but verify. Of course, that's our motto. Trust but verify.
I can't go with the other stuff. I've
That's fine.
Too much and believed in other people, and I give up, and it's put me in a position where I have to do what I got to do now. So trust me, I definitely take care of me and mine, and we'll do whatever it takes to do that. But I think that's the way everybody needs to be to get anything done. And no matter what, the government don't give two fucks about you guys or me or anybody else. They care about what they can put in their pocket. It's not going to change until you get them out of there.
That's why the unity has to be between us, we the people. We can't get to a place where we're just like, this is my home. Anybody even comes around me, I'm just going to end it all. No, like we have to deal with each other as a community, as a state, as a country, because that's what it's about.
I know my neighbors hate me. They were over here filming me, going, "Hey, look at the racist."
Oh man.
Black Lives Matter parade. And
Well,
we got it was like I don't know, 15 million views, 6,700 deaths.
hey.
I've been stabbed. I've been shot at, egged.
TikTok shop.
All kinds of, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, you either believe in freedom or you don't, right? You can't have it both ways.
Texas, what if we would have did that convoy right across America and we stopped at every single person that was supporting that and had a petition saying we want to set the government back to 1943.
That would be pretty fucking cool. I would sign up in a heartbeat.
Well, we can do it. Let's do it.
Honestly, like literally, all you gotta have is the people awoken and do the small things, the small step. Because see, here's the problem: most people say, "Hey, you know what? I'm for my family and I'm only for myself." But once they get involved, all it takes is that one time. Say, "Oh man, that was simple. That was easy." We just did this with the FMCSA, right? And it was the triangles and the beacon lights, right? When we started, it was 235 comments of nothing but Aurora self-driving people in there saying, "Hey, triangles suck. It should be all this. It should be that," right? But that was a step for them to take a driver out of that seat, you know, because the only way you could keep a driver in there is by putting.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you're bringing this up. We had an emergency live for 5 hours for what? 3 nights? 3 nights. Go ahead, Sean. Yeah, check this out.
We pounded over 500 and something comments that we seen because the system kept failing and kept going down. You know what? We have a guy that's in our team that is holding the FMCSA right now accountable. Dude, they have two choices. They have to redo another comment, or they have to take the study of $22 million that they paid to Virginia and actually do a full 100% study. So the little things we're doing with 500 people woken up to put a comment in and say, hey, this is not what we're standing for. Triangle should be a thing. It helps save the motoring public. Has now made a federal agency government go in and have to actually redo it. They actually had to put comments back on it that weren't even on
We
there.
pushed it off.
Those and going there. Yeah, pushed it all off.
We did that.
We have literally just on a small scale of one thing, 2 people getting on TikTok and having these conversations. And what's great is 500 American patriots behind us saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to go put my comment in and I'm going to respect this industry because our industry deserves this. So if we can do it at the FMCSA, if we can wake up I-70 governor, the governor of Indiana to go, oh, snaps. Somebody just called me out. They just Nick Shirley'd me and said, hey, taxpayers are paying it. Now national news is talking about, hey, oh, snaps. The bipartisan paid, $600 billion to repave I-70 and stretch it out. Why are we allowing tolls to come in? Those are the little things that we are making ground with. So, I mean, we're doing a job. I mean, come join us.
The 1943 government would not benefit someone like me.
How about a 1938 revision?
Yeah, what do you mean by that, Rodimus?
I just say any year. I say any year. Let's go back to 2000.
I want to go back to 1776.
I just threw a number out there, right? Like these are the things that our government thinks that they can play a big game. But when you got power of peoples and their voice, dude, there ain't nothing but a paycheck to us. That's all they are. The voice of the country means.
We all need to post a video of our own, just like the Truckers United page posted today that says this is to the United States government. Dude, you work for me, you do what the hell I tell you to do.
Well,
we need to meet it.
Yeah. You like that? I was a little afraid to post that.
I think if you guys got that much pull and you guys can do it, you guys should get some kind of GoFundMe going and get 1,000, 15, 2,000 truckers and get us rolling. And I think that would really make a big difference. And we rolled every government establishment in every state. But that would take a shit ton of money is the only problem.
Think about that. How many followers do you have?
Like 100,000.
100,000 followers. So that's 100,000 more people you just brought into this live. How much ground do you think you just covered?
I don't know if anybody's watching me right now or cares. They care about my train horn and the stupid shit I do.
There's 30 people watching.
Brings it to light, they start thinking about it.
No, I do. Everybody that follows me when I go live and shit like that, they know what I'm about. I don't play games. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about you're going to get straight up exactly what I think. If I like you, you're going to know it. If I don't, you're going to know it. It's pretty simple. And there's a lot of things.
I'm a crotchety old fart with a phone.
I get it, but like me, I don't give a fuck what color you are, what country you come from. If you're a good person, you're a good person. The problem is there's too many fucking idiots out there that don't. You know what I mean? That's the problem. And when I was growing up, and you're a crouchy little guy with a fucking phone. Remember when we were growing up? It was come work here. You'll enjoy your life. Da 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 da. All the fucking good billboards. Now it's hey, if the big truck hits you. Hey, fucking sue this guy if he's working for you.
Get this loan. Get in debt.
First got my CDL was go see the countryside. Be your own boss.
Yeah.
Get in debt.
Ain't no damn signs like that now. It's all fucking sue this guy, sue that guy, sue
Well,
this guy. It's all these. Unfortunately, it makes me sound racist, but it's all the people with wearing flip flops. Let's say that fucking taking showers at the fucking truck stop and sleeping in the fuel aisle and taking the breaks in the fuel aisle. If we got rid of all those, we would have more work than we knew what to do with.
Let me tell you why those insurance boards are out there, right? It's so they can the greedy corporation can get more money. You know they're trying to make us from $1.5 million coverage to $5 million. It's in a bill right now to get our insurance up higher because they say the freight you guys are hauling is way more expensive than what it was. Okay, well if that's the case, then why aren't you paying us for what most expensive freight we're hauling these days? So yeah, they're asking for $5 million coverage. They want to bring up our plans up to $5 million because things has jumped up and
damn, Velo.
right? Well, they're trying to raise the barrier. So how do you? Yeah, absolutely. So how do you do that? You put out a bunch of billboards saying, "Hey, if you've been hit by a truck," and they're showing studies saying, "Oh man, we just had to pay out $10 million." But here's the thing: if you look at who the $10 million they paid for, was probably one of their brothers or sisters that they represented. Not the poor guy that's driving a Honda Civic that was trying to get through high school that accidentally got hit or he ran a stop sign and the truck plowed into him. He didn't get that kind of money. They gave him $10,000. But if it's somebody they knew, let me tell you something. You finna go into the what do they call it? The $1 million club, you know.
Small carriers. Small carriers are 86% of this nation, Texas. So you know what the corporations don't want out there? Guys like you, guys like me, guys like Sean, this guy, this guy. They don't want small business.
I'm a one truck. I had 5 or 6 trucks, all that shit, and then they culture canceled me, so I got rid of everything. Don't give a fuck. I got my own truck, my own trailer. That's it.
That's terrible, though. No, that's.
No, I'm fine with it. It's less headache. You know the fucking pain in the ass it is to listen to. Oh, this light doesn't work. Well, fix the fucking thing.
I know, right?
Like taking care of a bunch of fucking kids. They can't figure it out on their own. The problem is all the guys that they let out there, Swift, fucking JD Hunt, all those guys don't need insurance companies because they're $1 billion companies. They just pay you off and take care of yourself, and they just put another idiot in there.
That's the problem. Imagine being told because you don't have enough cash in your bank account, you can't drive that truck anymore.
Yeah. That's what's coming. I don't know about you, but I don't think I can carry $5 million worth of coverage of insurance.
I mean, it's what I've got right now. That's what I carry. But I do specialty stuff. Like I just hauled the Blue Angel the other day. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do like more specialty stuff.
Right, but I mean, some of the stuff you haul is it worth $5 million?
Yeah, Blue Angel was worth $60 million.
Wow.
Did you have to have $60 million in coverage for that one, or did you only have to have $5 million?
No, the guys I work for, they know it's in good hands. You know what I mean? It was covered already by the museum and everything else. So it's different. I do a different thing than vans, and I'm not like a, you know what I mean? I've hauled everything you can think of and driven everything you can think of, kind of guy. You know what I'm saying?
But do you think somebody in a dry van could cover $5 million worth of insurance, or somebody in a reefer van, somebody that's just getting a kid from out of high school, saying, "Hey, you know what? My grandpa was a trucker, and I want to be one now." And actually,
no. I'm not saying I'm bored. I think it is kind of fucked up. I mean, that you're not hauling in dry vans. You're not hauling $5 million worth of shit in the first place. So. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and it's not.
I get what you're saying. I'm not against that. I don't think it should be either. But if you're hauling that kind of shit, you know what I mean? That's experience stuff when you gotta have that kind of insurance.
Yep, absolutely. And that stuff is like I understand. Like if you're hauling something that can't be replaced or whatever, how do you put a number on a Blue Angel? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't. Like if you were to tear that thing up, heck, what's $60 million? That ain't gonna replace that. That's history. So those things I do agree with. But I mean, what they're doing to these younger generations that want to come in, the American dream, you can't do it anymore.
Yep. Our pursuit of happiness every day.
Pursuit of happiness is gone. Absolutely. And then AI coming in and taking
the government
jobs.
It's the government and the big corporations, no doubt. I mean, they don't give two fucks. Like I said, they don't have to have it. What insurance company do you think Swift has? They don't. They have their own insurance.
Self-insured, yeah.
I mean, they're not insured. They are their insurance. Same with JB Hunt and all the huge corporations. I get it. But it's just, like I said, I think the best idea would be that convoy thing would really wake some people up, because not only if you got a bunch of badass trucks doing it, it would cause attention that way. Not a bunch of, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm talking badass trucks that cause attention. People like how things look. That will get the attention. And then you pull up with a bunch of trucks with fucking.
You mean like show trucks? You talk about like show trucks. MATTS.
Pull up in your car. Go inside and go deal with the people that count.
Yeah, but it's okay. I'm just trying to explain this to where it makes, I don't know.
Don't take the trucks in. You'll just get tickets. That's all
no. That's where it doesn't. That's if you roll in there. Okay, look what happens when a president or some government dipshit runs through. They close everything down. That's exactly what they'd have to do. They wouldn't have a choice. Once we get rolling in, to follow the law until you get into town, roll in there and say, "Hey, we've got a delivery for you." Da 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 da. And then 15 that delivery is.
How far did they get?
Yeah. So that delivery that we would be delivering would be the papers that saying that we sent every single letter to a congressman that no one responded back.
Yeah.
We would also do a petition going across the country saying, "Hey, you know what? Here's the message that we're sending. Get out.
Have it all on video and have different people on the lives and everything. If we could do something like that, I'd be the leader of the pack, brother.
Brother,
Leader of the fucking pack.
Join us then.
I got too many damn kids and too much shit to pay for. You know what I mean? Unless it was some kind of, if there's enough people out there that like the trucks, and I get enough attention and just off of my truck. If we had a bunch of nice trucks that, my truck's a go-kart compared to some of those trucks out there. You get those guys and these big trucking companies that are all the show truck guys and that, they just you get them all in line, and we just go across the country, one just right straight across the 40 or whatever you want, and come back on the 10, whatever. It would wake the whole entire place up. I'm telling you.
They did,
but it would have to be funded, right? Those guys that do all these show trucks and all the show trucks I see on the TikTok and all that. Actually, they did it. Money. They can afford to do it themselves.
Right, most of them.
Truck drivers got together and run across the country. They were led by some idiot in a rat rod pickup truck. Matter of fact, I'm friends with Rat Rod. And they went to Washington, D.C., and they didn't even let them off the exit ramps. Yes, there was a lot of following, but there were a lot of people that tried to profit off of it, and the people that needed to hear what needed to be said did not hear what needed to be said.
See, that's the problem. So we weed out anybody like that.
We went in there and put the parking garages up with our car and all the parking spaces along the street and walk into Congress.
Absolutely. Walk.
Yeah. I know Rat Rod as well, and it's a complete waste of time to take the trucks there. And especially, that was years ago. Right now, with the way the military is and the way they're structured, you won't get near that place.
I'm not.
If you go in as average Joe tourist,
President House, I'm just talking.
Well,
go to state. If you go to state, go to Sacramento, they're not going to have military there blocking you off.
All we care about is the support of the people anyway.
You're not getting into Washington, D.C. with 1,500 badass show trucks. That's obviously that wouldn't happen even if you were there for a party. They're not going to let you do that. I get that.
Yeah, but so here's what Vincent and I would do, right? So we would run a convoy all the way across what would you say, probably like Virginia, Vince? And then we'd backpack the rest of the way in to Congress and put our bodies at stake to go deliver all these letters from congressmen saying that you guys didn't do your job. We would literally walk in and hike in and leave the convoy out there. And while we're doing it, we'd be on TikTok live saying, "Hey, 5 more miles, 3 more miles,
100,000 letters.
We're going up the steps right now, and we're carrying
million letters. How about 1 million letters? It doesn't have to be a truck driver. It could be a.
See, by the time we got there, change would already be happening. Change would be happening.
You hit the bottom step of the congressional.
I think that's a fantastic idea. Go up there and then park where they let us park, and then all walk from there. Get a bottle of water. Here we go.
Absolutely. That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, and then you're doing it the legal way. You're doing it the way that.
You could probably even get a couple of miles away, man. And just take the whole damn freeway. Park right there. Lock them up. Walk.
So while everybody has a chance, everybody forgets this.
Than they did in 2020, because obviously 2020 didn't do shit.
That's right.
Everybody forgets to do this. Everybody follow each other right now while you have the chance, because a lot of people forget to follow, and then you start looking for the person and you can't find them. So if you like what anybody's saying, this is Texas. This is how we build our community. We do this every Tuesday and Friday, and then on the 15th of every month, we're starting barbecues where we go out and we go to the truck stops. We cook for truck drivers. We're bringing back that brotherhood, the sisterhood of the 70s. I don't know if you were, at that time you were trucking, I don't know, but the stories that I hear from veteran truck drivers, I want that back. I want to see that. I want to live that.
I'm 57. I ain't that damn old.
Okay, so you don't know it either then. How great would that be?
57.
How great would that be? But it was a blast last month. We had Robert Murphy came on, We the Truckers. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Check it out. If you have time on the 15th, check it out. We blow up the screen, whichever truck driver's talking to other drivers. We have 5, 6 people cooking for drivers and just talking to them about the website, about mental health awareness, things that are going on in the government. Just, basically, hey, put a CB in your truck so you can communicate. You know what I mean? Put down the phone, go talk eye to eye, build relationships, human things. Build an actual relationship for once instead of just watching a movie or getting on doom scrolling. It's not doing us any good.
On the convoy idea.
I love it.
Can you imagine if we were on
Instead of having a convoy, have several groups that cover each major interstate that runs west to east and stop at every town along the way and hit the state legislatures that you go through.
Dude, I like that. Sorry, go ahead.
With a petition.
With a petition.
Where you get a signature. And then you take that, once you get all that, you go straight to Washington, D.C. and say, hey, you know what? Here's what I want signed.
Get a chance to get to, rally more people behind you. Say, hey, we're going to stop over here at the State House. Come on in. We're going to go interrupt the legislature.
I like it. 48 state tour. 48 state tour. I like it.
States running west to east.
Hey, we don't need hotels.
And do 2 petitions, right? Do one for government and do one for state. So every state, the states that you're in, you're collecting them and deliver those into the capital of that state, saying that the people of America doesn't want this, and then keep on trucking. Hit the next state, and then while you're at the end of it, you're delivering the final one in Washington, D.C.
Redneck, we keep telling everybody, right? Some people that we talk to, they say, well, I'm too busy. I got to pay my bills. I got to work. And this is what we tell them. Okay, how is that working out for you? How's it working out for you? How much money do you have in your savings account? Right? You budget well, you're not consuming anymore, but you're still paycheck to paycheck. It's just enough. You're getting by just barely, right? I don't know about y'all, but that's not the pursuit of happiness in America that I was raised with, that I was told I would get with my hard work, my 90 hours a week.
I'm 60 years old and the hospital system got my damn retirement. I've got nothing.
See? It's bullshit, man. That shouldn't have happened. That's not right.
I fix cars for the neighbors just so I can keep the damn lights on. Now.
That's not right. That's not right. You've been scammed. You've been sold short. You've been. Well, hey, Thomas Jefferson wrote a letter to John Adams back in the 1700s. And you know what the late 1800s. You know what he said? He said in his letter, he said, the tree of liberty will need to be watered with patriots and tyrants' blood about every 200 or 300 years. Y'all get what that means, right? I'm not advocating for violence in any way, shape, or form, or destruction of private property. But
you don't even have to be violent about it. All you got to do is say,
Crazy letter, huh?
All you got to do is just say no. And
Yeah. And unite and get together and think of.
Like right now, if you were to try to start a convoy tomorrow and say, "Hey, let's do this," you got to have something for the people to actually know that you're actually doing something, because they already tried with the convoys with that when it came across for the Canada stuff. They pulled their money, they locked them, they locked them up. He lost everything he had, right? So if you do it the right way, and I have studied it over and over again, the small things that they were lacking and missing, right? Like Texas was saying, hey, try to do a Cash App. But the only bad thing with a Cash App, I'd rather not have a Cash App for that. Get the Cash App for when you need bail money, right? Pay for a good lawyer. Use it that way if you're gonna do it. If you wanted to put your time in, but the minute you put money into an account, it's money for them to stop you, because they're gonna say, hey, you know what? We're taking all other funds away.
Gold and silver.
That's it. So here's the thing. So we've been studying how that failed, and we know the loopholes to actually make it actually work. But we have to start small and build our body of evidence to make it to go to that level. And that's why we're asking people, hey, you know what? Start with a simple letter, get a response back. I don't care if the response back was good or bad, but we send those letters and have those in our hands, man, and do a petition beside it. Whatever you want. I mean, it's the people's power. That's where it's at. It's we the people, not we the corporation.
That's right. Hey, so just so everybody knows, we're going to be taking off. We're way past our normal schedule. We the truckers, any last words? Was there anything else you wanted to get off your chest? We the truckers.
Sorry, I was muted.
It's all good.
No, I was just going to piggyback off the last two convoys. All that was done with it was the leaders made like a shitload of money. We met Bridget, who ran the Canada convoy, and we're talking millions of money, not just small change. And look what happened with it. The guy got sent off to jail, and even the ones here in the States, both the leaders, all they ended up getting was tickets, and both of them made a shitload of money. But I do agree with them.
Even worse, because they impounded the trucks, they disabled the trucks, they destroyed some trucks.
How do people sleep at night? How can you sleep at night? Knowing.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for everything and promoting the website, and everybody come over and check it out. There's a lot of good stuff on there, and we would love to have you come to the truck stop and leave a little pin and tell us something about you.
Awesome. Let's get her done, everyone. All right. Thank you, We the Truckers. We appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless. All right, Redneck, any last words?
I think I pretty much covered what I had to say. Just keep on stroking.
You're a patriot, brother. I love it. Oh, Texas. You're a patriot, brother. Thanks for coming up, all right? God bless you. Later. All right, let's see. Texas, if you're still out there, Texas, come back and say goodbye to us if you want. And Texas, if you're still watching, I really hope that you'll come check out our team and think about it, sleep on it. We could really use a patriot such as yourself. I'm glad that you came up. I respect that you came up, defended your position, and I agree with you. Like 95% of everything you said, I agree with you. So let's see, Tuesday mornings, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Fridays, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time are our scheduled lives that we do for the people. Remember, this is your channel. This is not our channel. This is this is for y'all, okay? And then hang on, Truck and CD Media. And then we do our roundtable meetings Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then we have our barbecues on the 15th of every month. Those are amazing. The first one was a hit. I can only imagine what the second one's going to be like. We literally had about 12,000, I think it was 12,000 people that came through that live to check it out. It was an absolute blast. Truck and City Media. Go ahead, brother. Sorry.
Hey, man, I mean, Texas coming up here, having this dialogue, it was a wonderful and great conversation. And just that one comment down below: if the trucking industry is the largest industry in the nation, why can't we control the nation? Look, it all comes down to one thing. everybody watching this and everybody in part of this, we may not agree on the best way to get somewhere, but I'll tell you what, the fact that we're talking about it, we're challenging each other, and we're asking questions means that we're actually interested. You know, the news media can come out with story after story after story, and the moment they do, what happens? We're immediately activated for whatever they put out, whether it's right, wrong, or otherwise. We're activated when we think that our way of thinking is under threat. All we need to do is engage with each other, help one another, and most importantly, understand. I opened my show last time and I'm sticking to it. 30 seconds can change a mind. One word can change a life. I don't care if you're in Vince's life, if you're in my life, I don't care if you're living life. Think about in terms of what you can do for that 30 seconds that it takes to possibly change someone's mind. And on that, I hope everyone here takes a moment, thanks a trucker, lives life the best way, keep the faith, and keep it rolling. God bless. Amen. Absolutely great, Trucking City Media. Thank you for that. And just so everybody knows, he's on YouTube with his live 9 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. We hope to see you there. More and more people are starting to flock to it because it's genuine, right? We're not out here trying to get fame or fortune, make a bunch of money. We are truly trying to save the American blue collar, middle class industries, trucking being at the top. What if when we can fix trucking, make it self-regulated, then boom, we do medical, boom, we do farming, right? We show them the tools, we show the farmers the tools, we show construction the tools, we show factories the tools on how to actually take America back, because right now it is a corporation. I don't know about you, that doesn't sit well with me because I am not a QR code. Okay, my social security number, my birth certificate is not for you to make a bunch of money. That's for my pursuit of happiness and to feed my family. And right now, I'm not doing it very well. Even though I'm exchanging 90 hours of my life a week, which is like 97% of my life goes to the trucking industry. And yet it's perfectly by paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. It's by design. Wake up already, please. Wake up, join us, join someone. And also, thank you for all the follows, the likes, the shares, everybody brave enough to come up. You are my hero. Thank you for all the years in trucking, or if you're a partner of a trucker, thank you so much for supporting that truck driver. It is so hard for a trucker's spouse to stick around and be a good person and be loyal. It is very difficult, and they do it. We have so many great spouses out there. God bless them. Sean, go ahead, brother. Take it away.
Yeah, so thanks for everybody that came in to live, spend time with us tonight. I know that's what it's here. You know, the hours that we put into it. We were just on a thing in 2 hours, right? There was Trucking City in here. Jane was in here. We were actually in a private meeting before we actually came on. So, I mean, just today alone, we've already probably donated 5 hours of our lives.
Yep.
To help the community of our industry, because no one's going to fix it for us. We have to fix it. We are the people. We are the power. Let's take and go to congressmen and let's get all these letters sent out so that way we can put the power back where it belongs, and that's in the driver's seat. You know, we look at the fishermen. They were just in Congress, right? They got what they wanted back from it, and it didn't take that many people. So how many people does it take? How many minutes of your life to volunteer to send out a letter? We're not asking for 10 hours. We're not asking for 100 hours of your time. We're asking for at least 2 minutes of your time to send your congressman a letter saying, hey, you know what? We're not standing behind what you guys got going on. We thank you for guys coming in here and listening and getting educated. Most of the stuff we do, we shoot facts. That's what we like to do. We got a big team of researchers that's actually taking their time and volunteering. So I want to thank those guys, ladies and gentlemen, that have been doing research for us. You know, this ain't something that we've been biting off by ourselves. We have a team behind us. That we have a big followers, not just here on TikTok, but we have people that's amongst people, and we're reaching over probably about I'd say probably 200,000 people right now, roughly. It's in our industry, right? So if we could take those 200,000 people and get more, getting their mothers involved and their brothers and their sisters and their grandmas involved and saying, "Hey, grandma, can you send this letter for me? I'm a truck driver, or I'm a person that relies on the trucking industry to get what we need." So, and we can do that, right? Our voice is just as strong as yours. We're equal voices. We stand together by our voices, not by what we make, what kind of money we can stand on. And the brotherhood and the sisterhood in the industry, we can bring it back if we all get together and bring it back ourselves. So, Vince, thanks everything you do for doing what you do for our industry. Spending that time away from your family and sacrificing the time and getting out there and putting your boots on the ground, getting in front of the Capitol and getting on a bullhorn and delivering those letters to going over to Oregon to the Triangle Place and meet new people that you bring to the team. Peterson's a great guy. He was in the industry for 40 years for triangles, and he supports and respects what we're doing. And so we built those guys that's helping us. Trucker Sanders not on here, but this guy can research anything. He can find all the information. KSG is another one that's, these guys volunteer their time. Samantha, she's not even a truck driver, and she's like, "Hey, you know what? I'm volunteering my time because she sees it as a problem." So if we can volunteer our time by the hundreds, so can you. So I'm just going to say, get involved, start today, send that letter out, send that email out, call your congressman and say, "Hey, you know what? Enough is enough. We're starving over here while you guys are going to the best doctors and eating the best food while we're eating the crumbs that they allow us to have." This is our industry, and we're going to take it back. Trucker Media, thank you for everything you do, boss man. Give you a good shout out on YouTube. Volunteers this time for 2 hours a week, sometimes more than that, just to get the information out here, because it's important that people know about it. And with autonomous, we're going up against some of the biggest players. You think Congress is tough, so are these guys. They have more money than common sense, if you ask me. So it's going to take all of us. It's going to take multiple people getting in there and getting those out there. And the faster we can do it, the faster we can do stuff like Texas was coming in and saying, "Hey, you know what? Start a convoy." But we got to have the body of evidence. We have to be smart. We have to be strategic out of it. We can't let something again fail off of one little mistake. We got to study and study and study and make sure everything goes smooth, because that's our industry, and that's what we do. We're truck drivers, right? When you get up in the morning, we turn that key on, we do a pre-trip, we do our pre-planning, we study everything that we're going to do and where we're going. We can do the same thing to fix our industry. So take that little bit of time out of your day. You're volunteering it already for mega corporations. I mean, I don't get it. If you're going to volunteer for corporations and they're making profits off you, why can't you spend a little bit of time and volunteer to save your industry? So with that being said, this is not our channel. Shooters Guys' channel. Is a heck of a live tonight. Some good information. A lot of good people came up. We appreciate that. If you were sitting in the waiting room trying to get up this time, we apologize. It happens. But that's why we do other lives. Sorry that we couldn't talk to you guys, but come in on Tuesday morning. Or we might be doing a surprise live this weekend. Who knows? We're always here. We're always listening. It's a safe channel to express your feelings. Let's talk about it. Let's solve the problems. We can fix it together, not letting other people try to fix us and run this country. So, Vince, I'll give it back to you.
Thanks, brother. All right, we're gonna get in Morocco. We didn't get him in last time, so I just figured we'd give him a quick minute. We are shutting down the live, Macro, but you're important. I think last time we didn't get to you in time, so go ahead, brother. What's on your mind?
How you doing, Vince? Thank you for having me up here. And
Yeah.
I hope everyone on this channel doing well. You know me. I came up here a couple of times. I like listening to you guys and get some information from you guys. I'm not a truck driver. I'm on the other side of the industry. But I like to come up here and get some, learn from things that I'm going through as well, with the drivers and things like that. But it's all about transparency. So thank you, Vince.
You're welcome. Yeah, no, we Yeah, man, we're the real deal. We're here for people. We're here to build relationships. We're here to try and help wake people up, get people motivated, get people unified, get all Americans on the same page. Because one thing's for sure, I definitely can't do it on my own. Unless I want to step on a bunch of people, right? Then you can. You can be successful if you just want to go if you want to step on all Americans and just take advantage of them and put them in debt. Sure, you can be like the 1% that's rich and comfortable. I personally don't know how they sleep at night. That's not something I could do. I don't want to make a bunch of money or be famous or anything like that if I didn't earn it and if I'm walking on all of you. I can't. I literally can't sleep at night. It's called a conscience. Conscience. I think I said that right. You know what I'm saying? So, we're all free to do what we want. This is a free market. This is a capitalist society, right? So go ahead and do what you want. If you want to hire a bunch of people because they're cheaper outside of the country, I'm not judging you, but it's not something that we should do. If you call yourself American and you say you love America, let's provide Americans with Americans jobs. Let's get rid of the corporations and create more small business. Let's create better pursuits of happiness for the people, for the 21-year-old man that gets out there in the world. He's got himself a beautiful young wife. They're having a kid soon. How does he buy a house? How does he get a car for his wife? Plus one for him, a beater upper, right, to get to work. How does he make enough money to support his family and get good quality food? How does he build a future for himself, a retirement, and all the things? You know what I mean? So,
The 18-year-old we have in our live right now. I mean, the
gear
kid's
jammer.
18 years old and he sees it. Yeah, I mean, a great kid. 18 years old and getting a CDL. I mean, kudos to that. And these are the things that we should be paving for him. He's young. He's going to replace us. We got another probably 20 years left in us, Vince, if we're
Yeah,
lucky.
if we're lucky.
We're going to leave him with he's got 40 years into this industry, probably. That we should be.
He's here. He's here.
That's how I told it.
Nice.
Great kid. I mean, this is a kid that's is 18 and he's actually researching and seeing what's going on and does he invest all of his money and his time into doing this
and he's listening.
And we should take our honors to protect his job, his family for his 40 years into this industry, because man, we've seen a lot in the time that we've been in. And we can control it. Like Marco over here, he's a broker. We should be. This is our industry, right? Without drivers, he can't have a job, and without him, some don't have jobs either. So I mean, it's time that we all stand together and we all unite and say, hey, you know what, enough's enough. Because if not, man, we're in trouble. It's and this just doesn't affect truckers. This affects, I would say probably 85% of American citizens. So without truck drivers, middle class disappears, and who knows what we're leaving to our grandkids. So kudos to that.
Amen. So Marco.
Yes, sir.
Macro. I'm so bad at names, brother. Please forgive me. Any last words before we head out?
I'm good, man. I hope everyone have a blessed night, great weekend. Keep doing what you guys keep doing. Sean, I like how you speak. Good details on each things that you guys say. Vince, I can't thank you enough, because I always like to come up here, listen to this. With the problems that we all go through, truckers, brokers, and it's all about transparency. This is why I'm up here. You won't see some brokers that's coming up here more often as much as me.
Right. That means you're honest. That means you're an honest broker. Well, we appreciate you, brother. Have a good night and come back and see us again, okay? Have a good night. All right. All right. So there you have it, guys. See what I mean? We have brokers come up. We have good brokers. We have good drivers. We have good mechanics. We have good cops. We have good, well, I don't want to say government officials. I don't think we've had a good one yet. Sorry, I was like,
actually, I might bring a couple in from South Dakota that I actually talk
okay.
on monthly basis, and I think they should have to come in. I've been supporting them. This time for them to support me, and I think I should request them to come in here, and they would. I guarantee it. I probably could tell them to come in and just listen. Maybe they won't come up on the inbox, but I guarantee they'll sit down there in the comments and
that's fine.
What we're saying.
Yeah.
Because, that's more people get aware of it and know what's going on in our industry. I mean, some people say, well, you can write all the letters. They're not going to do anything about it. I think some of them don't even know about it. They're not seeing what's going on.
Bro, did you see how? Did you see how we got Texas pumped up? Like how he was talking at first, and then we got him pumped up. I'm telling you, man. This is a great thing that we're all doing.
He was talking. That's the big thing. He was talking.
And trucking boss man, I am really proud of you for that. That's what we need to do to be successful and show the people how real we are. We all debated. We did it civilly. We didn't call each other a bunch of names. We didn't interrupt each other more than 10%. We were all very civil and just getting it off our chest how we feel. We were being real, right? Because who do we have to impress? Who are we trying to impress? Yeah.
I'm proud of the entire process. I love
Same.
this. This is what we need more of. This is how you create change.
That's right.
How do you think our forefathers did it when they were trying to make bills? You think they agreed on everything? Probably not. But do you think they probably took them outside and beat on them or called them bad names and belittled them to get what they wanted?
Yeah.
They had to come to an agreement and say, hey, you know what? This is what we got to change and this is how we got to do it. Whether we like it or not, let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
It's funny you mentioned that real quick, Sean. So we have a lot in this country right now. What do they call it? Being politically correct, right? We have a lot of people that don't think like men need to be masculine, for example. And I disagree with that. I believe that all families are individual, and however mom and dad want to raise their kid, just because you disagree with it doesn't mean you get involved in their family life. That's their family life. And of course, unless there's like physical violence or something crazy or whatever, of course you need to get involved. But if it's something that you just don't agree with, like a bad word, for example, if one family just says the F word, every other F word, you can give them your advice, but you have no place to get in that family or tell that father, hey, don't let your kids use that F word. Like my kid, I don't let my kids use it, but that's my in my home with my family that I created. I have that right. If whatever that man wants to do over there with his family, that's his business, or that woman, that is her business. That's America, right? But we get so involved today. I told my wife the other day, my oldest son is 15, almost 16, right? And he's starting to get a little, you all know what I mean if you've had teenagers. And I told her, I've been telling my wife since he was a baby, I said, honey, there's gonna come a time. We have 3 boys and a girl. I said, there's going to come a time with the 3 boys that they're going to get to an age where I'm going to have to do some things that you don't like. I'm going to have to say some things you might not agree with, and I'm going to have to do some things that you don't agree with. But that's okay. You don't have to understand them, but you do have to respect them. If you want me to build men out of these boys, you got to have a man teach a boy how to be a man, and it's the same for a girl. That's my belief. If I can't, there's certain things I can't teach my daughter. When she gets to that age, it's my wife's duty, in my opinion, if I want my girl to be a woman one day, I'm gonna have to let a woman teach a girl how to be a woman. I can't teach her how to be a woman. And maybe people disagree with me, but see, that's what's so beautiful about America. We can all disagree with each other, and that's fine, but we do have to respect each other. So the main thing I'm trying to say is unity is everything. We need a team, and we're building a team. Sorry, Sean, go ahead. I don't know why I brought that up, but
I think I was just going to agree with what you're saying. I mean, PC culture has created a toxic environment for the nuclear family. It's so hard for people to grasp that, and that's killing more.
Hurting, brother, hurting. TikTok shop.
Well, yeah, it's hurting more unity in this country than it's ever creating. So I totally 100% agree.
Right.
Here's the thing. This is what I always tell everybody, right? If you look at now, families are not sitting at the dinner table and eating together, right? Because both parents have to work to survive. When the houses are way up and food's up, even the families that the wives were actually staying home and taking care of the kids and the man work, they're forced to get out there and get a job because everything is going through the roof. I mean, so we're not having the unity that you need to have for a structure of a family because we are forced to work. We are forced to have to work that extra hours just to get the little basic needs that we need in life, right? I'm not talking about, I'm working to get a Harley Davidson. What I'm talking about is just working to pay the electricity bill, the water bill, the stuff that you actually have to have is expensive, So now our kids are kind of getting into using technology and sticking their faces into cell phones, and instead of saying, hey, you know what, drop that cell phone, let's have a real conversation. So that's the biggest thing, and the only person that's going to fix that is the strongest industry in this country, right? That's truck drivers. It's our duty to say, hey, you know what, we're tired of it, we had enough of it, and we gotta unite together and show other people, show other industries that we can do it, you can do it, but if we take the rich and the poor, you know what I mean, and we get rid of the middle class, I mean, what are we really going to do? I mean, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to sit? Where are we going to sit at home and stick our face in the camera? Men weren't designed that way, right? I don't care what kind of man you are. We're designed to get out and actually do physical labor. So it's just sad to see that people can't really have that family life that once did. And the only reason why I can speak off of this is that I've talked to the older groups, right? I've talked to the guys that's been in this industry for 35, 40 years, 25 years plus in this industry. And they say, hey, Sean, it's way different than what it was. We could work and go home. We could pre-plan and say, hey, you know what, we're going to go take time off in California, and afford to get your family over to California and go to Disney World or Disneyland, down in Florida. Where now these days you just got to keep on trucking. Somebody was saying that the old guy came in and he said, when I started, it was, hey, go see the countryside, right? We can't even get into these places anymore, right? You go over to the Yellowstone, no trucks allowed. Okay, cool, can't go see Yellowstone. Go over to Niagara Falls. Oh, no trucks on this block. Well, dang, I can't even see Niagara Falls. You can't even drive in the bottom of Grand Canyon anymore. It says no trucks allowed. So, I mean, what are we really going out to see? A paycheck? A paycheck for our family? Where was the times that our forefathers went out and actually, I have pictures of my great grandpa that was standing in front of Niagara Falls, and then he was in the Grand Canyon and stuff. And it's all like, hey, you know what? I want my kids to be able to do that, or my grandkids or my nephew, being able to have that same experience that he had once had. We can't even live that experience. And the only way we're going to change that is by getting together, saying, hey, you know what? Enough is enough, because you've taken so much away from us that you can't take any more. That's the thing. It's all about profits over lives, and you know the fun times. I got in at that kind of transfer of before ELDs, and when I was out there, the CB radios were always lit up, and having these conversations in the truck stops, being able to still sit in them small mom and pop restaurants at the table and listen to the lies, as we call them. Every truck driver wanted to have this story that he did something bigger. Now you don't even hear that anymore. We don't even have a guy that comes in and says, "Oh yeah, I've done that. I've done that. I've done that." Because they're gone, and people need that. Humans need to interact with people instead of interacting with devices. And I think we're going to change that. I think the things that we got coming for American people, I hope they're watching. I hope they've seen us while we're small. I hope they see us on days like these. When we only got, at one time we were like at 50 people in the live. Because when it gets big, I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer. I send letters out to the media. You know what though, Sean? Sorry to interrupt. These are probably the most patriotic people right here. The 13 people that are still left here are probably the ones that care the most, that are going to do the most action. I bet you anything. They're still here. They're not just here to be entertained. They want to hear any kind of information they can get. Probably. Yeah, probably. And let me tell you, and you look back in time in history, right? It only took a couple people to make a change, to get people woken up of saying, hey, we're not going to pay taxes on tea. It was just a couple people that it took to do that. So what can us couple people do here to make a change? Just because you hear somebody say, well, I'm not going to do that, doesn't mean that you follow down that road. The best thing to be a true patriot is to just get the body of evidence. Let's show the government that we're not playing anymore. That you're going to hear us regardless of whatever you guys say. Because that's what it's about. Send the people that's going to go in there and work for us. We're tired of paying them for doing nothing. Government's always in our hand. I was in a live the other day. We were having a conversation. It's like, just look at them. That they pretty much own you. I mean, if you don't pay your taxes, you can go into prison. If you don't do this, you're going to get, a ticket for it. If you're not obeying what they say, enough's enough. I mean, like, get the boot off our neck because we can't even breathe anymore. And yeah, granted, like I said, you might be doing okay right now because the rates came up because it's election year. Give that election go up.
Yep.
Let the election
It's temporary. Don't worry. We'll go back to hell real soon. Don't worry.
50 miles cheaper, probably. It'd be $1.20, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then $5 million worth of insurance. Oh, but yeah, guess what? We're going to raise up the taxes to $650 on 2290s because they need more money because they can't get it nowhere else. But guess who they can get it from? The hardworking Americans that are actually working, trying to feed for their family and be in a small business and trying to live the American dream. You know what I mean? Another extra $50. Let's do that times 400,000 trucks out there. You got it. You got the money they need, but we don't get what we want as far as pay wise. So it's time. It's time for us to start going, hey, what is my worth value when I pull a hazmat? What is my worth value when I pull an oversized load? What is my worth value at, pulling a reefer? If it doesn't add up, get in the fight, join with us, get in there, send them letters out and have these conversations with these guys because it's enough's enough.
Amen. Great, Sean. Ghost Rider, we're actually closing down the live. I really got to get going. My kids are waiting for me, but we couldn't pass you up, brother. With all your great videos. We couldn't pass you up. Go ahead, brother. What's on your mind? We're actually doing last words, so you get a quick,
That's great. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing good. A food for thought that I had in my mind was, so they want to bring in those the veterans into the trucking industry,
right?
And I kind of feel like, for one, it's contradictory or it's a contradiction because Obama already signed the law to begin with, and two, we're not thinking about the health of those veterans that had already fought and had spent time away from families to put them back in a truck and to be away from homes and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know. It's a little bit of a contradiction that we're giving our veterans out here. This is not something that should be taken for granted. Driving a truck is not something that you want to just give anyone out there coming from a position of a veteran to be put in a truck and to deal with the situations that we do every day. I don't think it sits right with me.
I didn't even consider that.
How much do you have to serve for this country to be enough serving for them, right? You know what I mean? That's how you really look at it. It's all like, hey, you know what? You just went over, you've been fighting for our country and doing what you have to do, but now we want you to come back after you retired and serve some more because, that's what they want us to keep.
Give us more.
Until you're gone, right?
Yeah.
We don't want you to retire at the age of 45 or 40 years old because you served the country, because that's what veterans were doing back in the day. They were retiring at the age of 40, 45, giving their 25 years to this country and saying, hey, you know what? I did my part. I served them. Now we're asking them to do more. Well, let me tell you something. To me, that's a smack in the face to American people. That's a slap to the kids that are wanting to come into to go in the workforce, right? And they're seeing that the veterans now, hey, let's make them into truck drivers. And it's all a front. It's the magician thing where I keep saying, like, they got holding up a rabbit behind their back and they got the hat and then a rabbit jumps out because they already put the rabbit in it. It's something that they have designed to saying, hey, let's get that money back from the veterans that's not using it. Let's just get them a CDL because it is horrible. To me, we have 40,000 veterans a year that come into this industry. And yet we're going to smack them guys in the face and say, sorry, guys, but you guys already been a truck driver. We already got your job filled, but the new one's coming in. We're going to promise you $10,000 sign-on bonus that you're not even going to get because the $118 million, only $3.8 million of
you ain't going to see that.
Funding.
Yeah.
$3.8 million for veteran funding. And it's going into commercials and promoting it on social media platforms. $3.8 million of hardworking American people's tax money being spent on somebody's face to come on there and say, we want you. Why are we raising up from 37 years old for being in the military now to being 40, right? Like, these are the things that, how much is enough that you have to serve this country and say, hey, you know what? I think I worked my hardest. I'm going to go back home and relax and spend time with my family. Like, nobody's looking at this stuff,
So
about the irony of the fact that you serve as an enlisted for maybe what 4 to 8 years. You sacrificed already, and then you come back here, and then they're going to give you the opportunity to work in an industry like ours without proper training, only for that same man who served for 8 years to wind up suffering the ultimate fate because of inadequate training.
That's why trucking needs to be self-regulated, because the government just messes everything up and they don't care. It's simple.
And what I heard on the advertisements is you could earn as a veteran truck driver up to 75,000 to 80,000 a year.
They changed it. It was
Yeah.
figures. It was 6 figures. It was 6 figures until we started calling them out going, yeah, it was 100,000. Yeah, and I'm all like, dude, in your first year, I don't know about you guys, but I never made that.
Me neither.
I know.
Yeah.
I know anybody. Actually, matter of fact, if we started pulling a study and saying, "Hey guys, I know it's your first year. Did you make 100,000?" They're all going to laugh at you and be like, "Dude, what?"
You know, everybody thinks truck drivers make so much money. It's because we're working 70 hours a week. I'm sorry, but that's not normal. 70 hours a week. That's your life.
70, that's a good week.
I know.
Sometimes it's 90.
I'm just saying legally, right? Legally. That's your life, bro.
You can do it legally. Sometimes if you run your hours right and you get that 34-hour reset in, I've seen guys do more than that, right?
You know what? Hey, you know what I say?
Service requirements, guys. You know darn well you're in this truck. You're still working, even though you're off duty. You have to be. It's a legal compliance issue. You have to be.
Yeah.
That's why when I tell them that they're saying, "Hey, we're going to pay you $50 an hour to sit in a truck, or $65 an hour while you're sitting in the truck," what about the time that I'm away from my home? I can't just jump out of that truck and say, "Hey, you know what? Screw that load. I don't care if it's not worth. It's only worth $1 million. I'm going to go out to the local watering hole and have a few drinks." No, I can't do that. Right? I got to sit there and make sure that load is secured. Right? And make sure that nobody's stealing anything out of it, so I can call 911 for a police officer to come out and arrest the person. So, am I off duty? Absolutely not. How about when I'm parked in a parking spot and the clerk needs to knock on my door and tell me I need to move because somebody needs to get out, right? I'm still on duty. How about the DOT officer, which they just changed, which they're still going to do it, but they would knock on the doors in the rest areas and the truck stops and say, "Hey, I think I'm going to do a level 1 inspection on you." Did I work 70 hours that week? Absolutely not.
Hey, can we get our trucks electrified while we're sleeping? I want to get the whole cab electrified. Anybody that, just saying, that'd be kind of cool.
And the stress levels, like they're not telling the veterans when they come into our industry. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to drop off, guys. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for coming up, brother.
I haven't seen you for
Yeah.
it's good.
I know.
Your videos are getting better, by the way. Your videos are getting better and they're getting funnier. I get over there and I support you as much as I can, brother. And I
appreciate that.
I watch the video all the way through too, so you actually get credit. Just so you know, if you want a creator to get full credit for the video, you got to watch the whole thing through, or they don't get full credit. Just FYI.
I appreciate that, and we do this
For each other,
to have fun and enjoy. There's so many things that happen in the industry that, and not with negativity. Sometimes it's good to have fun, humor, and comedy.
Amen, brother.
Pleasure meeting you, brother.
Later, Ghost. Sorry,
Absolutely.
Media.
Likewise.
The comments. I think the old guy still is done in the comments.
The who?
That was a great live the other night. The old guy.
Oh.
Wow, Charlie.
Oh yeah, there he is.
I'm waiting for him to say something in here. Sean, I'm watching.
Oh, man, dude, go ahead.
I tell you, the good live when you can have laughs and I always say people come together for 2 reasons. That's to laugh or to cry. And I like going to the reason of everybody comes to laugh and gather in good times, not bad times, and and that's the kind of like our barbecue. It's to get out there and have a good time and shake hands and introduce ourselves and also encourage them to stand up. So it's great. So
It's going to be a great barbecue. All right, everybody. Well, this is the end of our show. Thank you so much for coming. If you're not following all these fine folks, please give everyone a follow and build your community. And remember, y'all, we can make the change. It's not impossible. It's the corporate giants, the global elites, and the government that is programming you and making you think you're not special, you can't get it done, it'll never happen, blah, blah, blah. Your throwing a rock in the lake and creating a ripple really can cover the entire lake. I'm saying, as far as your energy, getting involved somewhere, thinking of a way to fix things, writing letters, making phone calls, showing up, coming here to support us, supporting other people. It's possible with the people. Remember, there's 350 million Americans, all right? 1% of that population is making our lives a living hell, all so that they can buy, $100,000 rain gutters made out of copper. I'm serious. That's what they do. Or buy a fifth Ferrari. They had a red, blue, yellow, and pink, but now they want a black one. That's literally what our hard earned money is going towards. So, what's our philosophy, right? 35-hour a week workloads. You're making 4 times as much as you are now. Truck drivers should be making 400,000. They should. Okay. Full medical, full dental, and a great retirement package that's actually going to be there when you retire. Personally, I think it should be similar to the military. With the fact that we lose our lives on average at the age of 61 years old, and our job is 7 times more dangerous than law enforcement, I feel like 20 years you should be out. That's it, just like the military, with a fully paid pension. But there are thousands of people making money off our sweat. Don't forget, every sweat that drops off your forehead is a penny in the pocket of a politician. So they are literally your employees. The government is your employee. You have to tell them what to do. Right now, the global elites and the corporate giants are telling them what to do, and they're listening. Why? Because they show up. The global elites show up. Us, we just work our butts off and keep complaining. So let's not be that. Let's show them how powerful we are, okay? Trucking City Media has a live, very awesome live on YouTube, 9 o'clock Eastern. Check it out. Remember, Sean and I are doing lives every Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. on Friday, Pacific Standard Time. We do our roundtable meetings Friday, and that's on Google. That's separate. We got to send you a link if you want to get involved. That's at 2 p.m. Pacific. And we have our barbecues going on the 15th of every month. They're amazing. This is going to be our second one. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your valuable time here. This is your channel. We hope that it gets so big that you're email us something that's truthfully going on that we can fact check, and then we actually put it out there to all 350 million Americans, because that's what we're going to do. If we could be like Donald Trump and push a button for CNN or Fox, but instead it's here, and we can let the whole country know about the wrongdoings that's happening with truck drivers, we will gladly do it. Nobody controls us. Nobody owns us. That's the way it has to be, and we will never sell out. We've already been offered by a few folks to shut up and here's some money, go away. Sorry, not for sale. We are for the people, not for the paycheck. So thank you for watching. Let's see. A truck driver is supposed to be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And on my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the truck law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verses 13 through 14 says this: be on your guard. This is God talking, not me. Be on your guard, stand still in the faith, be courageous, be strong, do everything in love. Just like John Lennon said, power of the people. It's always been the people. It's the people. It's you. You, the watcher. You have the ability and the power to change everything for all of our lives. So get involved somewhere. Gear Jammer, you're amazing. You're going to be an amazing part of this team. I can already see it. God bless you all. I wish you health and good fortune and freedom. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Keep the shiny side up and the dirty side down. Follow and subscribe for more, and follow these two guys and everybody else in the trucking industry. Capiche? All right. Thank you. God bless. We out. Later.